Hello, everybody. Just give me a minute to get set up. I'm running a little bit late today. Sorry about that. About a half hour late. Okay, let me get the link up there. Excuse me. Hey, Dominic,
Good afternoon.
how you doing?
Yeah, we were wondering where you were.
Well, I was out mowing in the back field and the time got away from me.
No,
Don't worry,
okay.
don't worry, Paul. I've just done a Paul Murray. I forgot to do another. I did it on my own live.
Dang it.
Did the ending.
Dang it,
Bye to
dang
everyone.
it, dang it.
I just went, everyone else
Dang
Paul.
it.
I forgot to end it. It's like, boom.
Yeah. Well, I saw the notification and we jumped over.
Yeah.
Good.
Hi, Paul. David,
Hey,
Dominic
how you doing?
again.
How's everybody tonight? How's TJ, Mr. Giggles?
What's happening?
Hi, TJ.
Right.
Shit, I was trying to be the first one on the panel, but everybody, all y'all beat me.
Well, at least it's the effort that counts.
Yeah, no. And we're back.
Oh, TJ's here. I was going to talk about him.
Hey,
Mr.
Joe.
Captain Joe.
Hey, what's up? I was going to talk about him. Now I can't.
Sure you can. He doesn't mind. Mia was in the house by herself all the time I was out mowing for the last couple hours. So she's a little pissed at me right now. I don't know if you can tell. Come here, me. Come here.
Yeah, I know mine get mad at me too.
Joe with his red nose.
Get you in.
That sucker hurt. That hurt just now. I put it on.
He's pissed.
Oh, look at Mia.
Oh, I know what she wants. She wants her peels. They're coming.
And Dominic with his cat.
Yeah, I know. The minute that I sit in this seat in my little computer room,
He wants
get
a
a
part
cat.
of the action. He wants to be important.
Yeah.
Joel.
Hey, I tell you what, Paul, you don't all feel powerful and masterful in your seat, don't you?
Oh, shit.
What's that?
I said you don't all feel powerful and masterful in your seat. I enjoyed it while I was there for about 20 minutes.
We didn't.
Get out, you. Think you
Hey,
Felt
Joe,
like it was in
how
a
you
third
doing?
world country.
Beat yourself looking at someone who's willing to step up to the plate.
So Justin, who ended up winning on the game?
Not Justin.
Well, to be one match, dude. There was like a match every 10 minutes. I don't know. It's not us versus each other. It's other teams. So I don't know which one you're. I wasn't there the whole time either. So my internet crapped out for a little while.
Yeah, because I was watching
about
y'all
30 minutes.
Yeah, I was watching y'all for a little bit, and then I guess like I don't know, around noon, we left and went over to my mom's and had lunch at the little bistro where my mom lives, and hung out at the pool for a little bit. So
Yeah, my internet crapped out for about half hour or so, then I came back after it came back.
What's been
Thanks,
going on
man.
with your internet? Do you know?
Timu.
Whose internet?
Yours, you said your internet been crapping out a couple of times.
No, just today it did. I haven't had that happen in weeks.
Well, I thought the other day you said you had to shut down and come back because the internet was acting up, or was it your computer?
No, that was Zoom that was acting up.
Oh, okay.
It was after
Yeah.
Zoom did that damn update. It was
Yeah,
doing all
yeah.
kinds of
And it's
stupid
been,
shit.
mine's been fine ever since.
Yeah, it's been fine the last like few days, but for like
Yeah, it
the
was just
first
that
week
one
after,
day.
yeah, like with the first couple of days after they did that update, I had issues.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed this morning. I was laying there in bed. I was up at 5 o'clock. I've been up off and on during the night. My back's killing me.
yeah.
And I got up, came here. It was about 7 o'clock. I just started feeling bad. I went and laid down, looked up, it was 9:30.
Hmm.
Then
Yeah,
I got
well,
stupid.
I hate that when I'm laying in bed and like my back starts bothering me. It's like,
yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of short-lived this morning, but that's all right.
Well, my back was hurting because I had
That's
to
life.
pick the baby up all day Thursday. She
No,
kept coming
that's
to me.
what?
And that little crazy woman, that little crazy baby granddaughter of mine getting too heavy. Too heavy for
Mhm.
me to pick up.
your granddaughter woke you up?
No, I've been picking her up. I did all
Oh.
Thursday. She kept coming to me, so I kept picking her up. And they're feeding her too much. They gotta cut back on something.
I'll have to do their
She weighs about as much as me.
Well, David and Lori have got the kids this weekend.
Yeah.
David's been so happy.
I know David's. Oh, boy, I heard him. He sounded so happy about it.
Yep.
Yeah, David's been winding everybody up today. Well, he's been winding his
Should all
filament. He's
get your hearing aids done.
been winding his filament up anyway.
Filament. That's what he's been winding up.
Now, you know when you get the refills,
Yeah.
well, I poked a hole in the plastic, pulled the front filament out, threaded it onto the spool, started to wind, and the whole packaging just bust, and the whole thing went on like a fucking Solinki on steroids, fucking everywhere. Like, boing. Like, yeah, cheers for that.
It's like when you put a sausage in there and you're cooking it and you kind of hit the membrane and it goes.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
So Paul, guess what I did today?
Or when you
went flying, I hope.
Or when you
I
cook,
went flying.
when you reheat it in the microwave and you put all the stuff on it, it just explodes in the microwave.
So
Yeah, I
what
don't do that.
what did
That's
you buy?
Laura does that.
I was going to say, you've been watching Laura's video.
I drove 152 miles today.
You did?
Oh wow!
Split it in half, but because I went one way and I went back. But I went to Baton Rouge, up to the state capitol,
Yep.
and they have all the 11,000 flags in front of the state capitol. And get up there, and they've still got the stand up, little piece of it. So I said, well, I got to shoot it because it's up. You know, it's going to be there probably on Monday. And I'm flying at Maverick 3, do all my stuff with it, put the Avata up and everything. I look up and realize that they're taking it down. So I just waited for them to take it down and flew it all over again. I had enough batteries with me and flew it. There was a woman flying a drone from Alexandria, Louisiana, coverage for the news station up there. She was there. There was another guy from Baton Rouge flying a drone for the news station there. But I got all of that done, got the Avata right. I mean, I got the Avata flying about a foot over the flags.
Oh, good
So
for
that's
you.
incorporate it together in the video. And the state capitol of Louisiana is 416 feet tall. It's G
So,
airspace, so I could have went to 800 if I wanted to, right there. But the highest I went was like 5 something. But I got right up on the top of the state capitol because there is what you want to call it's like a viewing area where you can go step out on and you can walk out and look around. And there were people up there, and I was about 30 feet from them, just doing an orbit around while the people were watching. So it's going to be, it's going to be a pretty good video. Then I stopped on the way back in and flew the Mississippi River Bridge right there, and then stopped at Port Vincent and did the Meat River. And I should have stopped at French Settlement a little further down and did that too, but I had enough.
Yeah,
My back was starting to hurt.
Enough
Don't
was
want to
enough,
detract
huh?
from your big brag there about driving 150 miles. Yeah,
Mhm.
but I
Yeah,
did
it was
over
75
4,000
one
miles
way.
in 2 hours earlier.
Bill,
So,
Yeah,
cool cat.
but you were at your house doing it.
Exactly. I didn't even have
Yeah.
to leave the living room, and I could do that.
That's what I mean.
How
But I wanted to-
how you feeling since you kissed that car, David? You got any sore? Any problems? Or?
Still slightly bruised leg. It's getting better. Ankle's getting better. Lump on my head's going down. Yeah, it's fine.
The lump on his
Okay,
head
then.
would have gone away a lot quicker, but Laura keeps aggravating.
Mhm.
Hey, cool cat.
Well, the sad part of it is, David, is that you said Laura was way behind you, so she didn't see much anything. She saw it happen, but
No, she saw it happen because she looked.
She was
She was
videoing
far
it for
enough
you to.
back to watch to see me nearly go underneath the car. If I hadn't managed to stop myself rolling, yeah, she'd have seen me get splattered.
you heard about it, right, TJ?
Well, he has now.
I don't know. I think I heard something, but I can't quite remember. Like you were
You
crossing the street or
No, I
something.
wasn't
and
crossing. I was just
No.
walking along. You commented on it on Facebook.
Oh yeah. That's right. I did see that. Yep, that's right. Now I remember. Yeah, because you did post something where you got hit by a car or something.
Mm.
Yep, he did. He did.
Yeah, that's crazy. Damn idiots weren't paying attention.
Well, and he didn't. The
Or
guy
showing
didn't
off.
stop.
Yeah, that's right. He wasn't paying attention and just
No.
kept going.
No, we think they were showing off. Because
He was showing off.
He swerved right at him.
So he's probably got his mates in the
Does-
car
doesn't
showing
really-
off.
Doesn't really
Probably
sound like
didn't-
showing off to me.
No, he probably didn't intend for me to fall. Yeah, and hit his car. Yeah, he probably just thought, I'll push him into the bushes. You know, he'll jump back into the bushes. Yeah, he
So
wasn't
did-
to know that.
So he hit you with his front end, and he knocked you
mirror.
out from underneath your feet.
It was the mirror that got me.
The mirror.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd
I
already
guess-
stepped back into the bushes and he caught me with his mirror and I went, sort of fell, headbutted his car and nearly went under his back wheel. And
So
the
he
car
like
behind-
he hit your arm. Did he hit your arm or something with his mirror?
Yeah.
Or like just kind of hit your whole body?
my arm. But
Your arm.
like I said, I still managed to save the pigeon.
Good.
Oh yeah, that's right. The pigeon story too at the same time.
Yeah, no pigeon got harmed in the incident. Somehow. I still don't know how.
That's crazy. So like, okay, so I'm trying to envision where was the pigeon? Was it in the
In my
middle of
hand.
you? It was
In
in
his
the
arms.
oh no, but
In my
like when
hand.
you in the process of rescuing it, was it in the middle of the road or?
No, the
He,
pigeon-
he'd already rescued it before then. He
Oh,
he
The
was
pigeon was
walking
rescued
it
near
to a
me.
clinic, a veterinary clinic.
oh,
Yeah. And then we have once I rescue the pigeons or any bird, I then get the bus and I'm on the bus for an hour. Then I get off the bus and then I've got a half-hour walk to the animal hospital.
Oh God.
Some lady was trying to throw the pigeon in the air, kind of like what I do with TJ. I throw him in the air and sing free bird.
TJ.
That's funny.
Wow.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So
I
the,
just found out
pigeon,
that got a
pigeon
name.
did you get a report on the pigeon, David? Is it all right or?
Yeah, it was released today.
Oh, they released it today. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't believe them friggin' kids were torturing that pigeon.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, who does that?
Well, these things happen.
Speaking of freaking kids, there were
Damn
two
kids.
freaking kids in the middle of those flags that they were a little bit taller than those flags, running through the flags. The state police went out there and had the parents go get them.
Oh, so the flags are only low down.
Yeah, it's all low on the ground. Yeah, I got video of them running through the thing. It may have come up to that, like their armpits, but they were just running through the things, just fooling with the flags. They had the state police out there. I said, "You got kids running through the flags." They looked over there and they said, "They'll be back." they made a call and another one ran over. And then the parents came back. Their car was out parked where I was. They were back and they were all pissed off. I guess the police told him they couldn't do it and gave him a hard time. And then he gets back, goes to get in the car, and he's got a flat tire. Then he got pissed off.
So what's it for? Is it Memorial Day or something?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
for Memorial Day.
Well, actually, Monday's
Monday's actual Memorial. This is
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
Like some cities had parades today. Some cities will have parades tomorrow. And
We've got a bank holiday on Monday anyway, so we're off. Well, we're off all the time, like, but
A bank holiday?
oh, cool
Yeah.
cat.
they
That's
call
just
it a
jealous.
bank holiday when it's a public holiday.
Yeah, usually most banks are closed. But now
Yeah.
over there, when you have a bank holiday, do all the restaurants and gas stations and stuff close or no?
Now,
No, not necessarily.
Shops.
They used to, but not anymore.
Not anymore,
yeah,
no.
the shops do close earlier.
The shops tend to do Sunday hours on bank holidays half the time.
Yeah, 10 till. Well, they do a few actually, only 10 till 6, but that's because they have to pay double time or time and a half.
Okay. So I wonder if Uncle Bill's business is going to be busy over there at the bowling alley.
Yeah, probably it should be.
You
Yeah,
don't
is it a
know
public
how
holiday
many
where you
people
guys are?
out and about and how many people are staying close to home because they got different events, things going on. Or
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there'll be like some kind of like Memorial Day thing going on over where Uncle Bill works over at the bowling alley, pool hall / whatever else. Whoa, I think I saw the Starship Enterprise come in there for a landing.
I can't get my mouth open as far as you do, but you
Yeah.
when you open your mouth up, your nose disappears, your chin disappears.
Yeah.
It's a different universe when TJ yawns.
Yeah.
Yeah, there. That's what I'm talking about right there.
The gates are open. That's funny.
So Joe, what's your plans for the weekend? Anything? How's your son doing?
He's not here, so he must be doing okay. I came home and he wasn't home.
He's over getting some TLC, is he?
He ain't getting no TLC. He ain't got a girlfriend.
That's what I'm talking about.
He don't have one right now.
Oh, he doesn't?
Is that
Okay.
there's still the same crazy woman that don't know what she wants. He's probably over at one of his friends' house. And when I left here this morning, I tapped on the door and said, I'm leaving. I'll be back later. But I haven't heard from him.
How's Loki doing?
Well, he's doing pretty good considering I forgot to give him a pill this morning.
Oh dear.
I got home and gave him one, and I brought Wendy's home. So I had Wendy's up here. I gave him the pill. He looked at me, spit it on the floor. And when he spit it on the floor, Cleo grabbed it and ran. So she got the pill instead. So I wound up giving him all a little piece of Wendy's, and I got a piece of the hamburger and rubbed it on the pill, and he ate the pill then. And then
And you know what I haven't
yeah,
had a very long time from Wendy's is their the Frosties. Those things are so good. I haven't
yeah,
had
they've got
one
a
of those.
dream. They got a dreamsicle frosty right now.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, that's pretty badass.
It's like mint flavored or?
No, it's orange and cream. You know, it's
Oh,
like
it's
a
like a
dreamsicle.
creamsicle. Yeah, like
Yeah.
a creamsicle.
Yeah, a dreamsicle. Yeah, it's pretty good, but I'm staying away from it.
What's a frosty?
A frost? You don't know what a frosty is?
It's like
No.
soft ice cream.
It comes out of the machine and it just goes into a cup.
They don't get much food in the UK, TJ.
Yeah.
No, that would be if it's soft ice cream that comes out of a thing and it's like star shaped when it's coming out.
No.
No, it's like it's a self-serve thing, but it's not self. They put it into a cup for you and like swirl it around in there, and then you can get chocolate or vanilla, and I think there's strawberry too. But like Joe said, there's a dreamsicle, like a creamsicle one there, apparently.
Well, I suppose that's pretty much like Mr. Whippy ice cream here.
I guess.
Yeah, probably.
No, he's just too quick.
And whenever I decide I want some ice cream, I'll go to the dollar store, grab a little pint, come back here, throw the pint of ice cream in my Vitamix, and then I'll throw about a cup of milk in it, just make me a shake.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a
Yeah.
frosty.
This is pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
Is it a bit like a
it's
bit
the
like
pe-
a
Oh
McFlurry?
yeah, I don't know if I think I may have seen the cereal before, the Wendy's Frosty cereal. I don't know about all that.
I haven't seen that. I don't know about that
Look,
either.
you can even make it yourself. You just get chocolate milk and some get the
yeah, one of those.
that can of you get chocolate milk and then go back. Oh shit, never mind. I was gonna have you go back and because they were showing like you can make it yourself.
Yeah, there's ways to make it. You got to use like Green Whip and stuff in there too.
Yeah, and some and the can of not evaporated milk, but the
Condensed milk.
Condensed milk. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I
it's a
stopped doing
little
that.
bit.
That's why I've lost 50 pounds.
Is it a little bit like a McFlurry then?
Kind of.
Probably.
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah,
Not
a
as
little bit.
not as
A
thick as
little
the
bit like
blower.
a McFlurry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I got there at the perfect time. Had a little bit of cloud cover, but it was breaking, the clouds were breaking, so you had good clouds, you had good everything. And it was directly overhead, that's why I wanted to go then.
Always talking about ice cream. I might have to go and get a cornetto out of the freezer.
Yeah,
Dominic's like, cat, get your ass out of my face.
exactly.
I
Veggie, what's
don't want
that,
to see your
Veggie?
butthole.
That's like Loki. Loki likes to use his backside and kind of push and bounce you with it. And I'll be on the floor and he'll come with stick it up and start pushing against me. And I got to remember he's on that side, not to turn and look. Last time I looked at that, it's like right there. Like, get that out of
Oh my
face.
god! I just
Oh, hell
I just
no.
stared right at the black hole.
Precious
Worse than that.
as well. When she wants her backstroking, she backs her backside into your leg.
Yeah. So,
Man, there's only like 30 calories in this. That's not too bad.
and what?
On this peach drink I'm drinking.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know where Justin went today. Like I said, he didn't tell me.
I can tell you
anything.
where he is.
I bet you he's at the gym.
Oh, you're Justin. I'm talking about
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin's been quiet because on the other computer he's playing a game.
It
we know
seems
that.
that way.
What are you playing, Justin?
I should tell you
I'm
what.
playing-
He's playing
I'm playing
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Are you playing Fortnite?
Do what?
Are you playing Fortnite on the other computer?
Oh. So I was watching a video.
Oh, okay.
About Fortnite.
Yeah.
He was watching a video how to really play Fortnite.
Is it-
Hey Dusty,
it
did
was
you
act-
get the Bluebell like little mini packs or whatever? The little multi pack of the Bluebell ice cream. He's talking about he got the multi pack. Maybe I don't know from Walmart of ice cream. I'm thinking about the Bluebell ones. But that's the only pack that I know that comes in like a 6-pack or whatever. The only one I've seen, anyways.
Yeah, the one thing I bought from Walmart is just a regular vanilla.
Just a regular vanilla.
Yep.
I was pissed off the other day. I went
They just show it on TV.
Cody.
That they've got a specific airline private jets that fly dogs coast to coast, $6,000 a piece.
Wow.
God.
They fly dogs.
Yeah, and the stewardess has little treats for them and all kinds of things.
Oh, that's funny.
Awesome.
Yeah, is the plane, do they have like the seats and stuff, or do they have like it wide open inside in the plane? They just have the cages in there.
It's the custom seats because it's the private executive jets, and so they put a cushion and they get up on the seat, they get down on the floor and.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, I don't care what the seats look like. I just want a stewardess that gives me a treat.
Oh, she was good looking.
I'd like that too.
I wonder if the what's up, Jonathan?
Jonathan, what's up?
Then
Hi, Jonathan.
I wonder if the stewardess like is dressed up like in like a bikini or maybe like some heels or something, and has the little hat on.
And Jonathan, the problem is I do like the other flavors. It's just I'll eat more ice cream if I get the other flavors.
That's called pornography, TJ.
Well, no, like for the dogs or whatever. Like the stewardess, like had dressed in a bikini, like for the dog. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking out loud.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the dog couldn't give a toss whether the girl's in a bikini or not.
Yeah.
Hey, he'll sniff their butt no matter what.
Yeah.
Drone shots, how you doing? Jonathan, everything's good with us, so what's good with you? Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good with you, Jonathan. Tom, all right?
Yeah, Jonathan's an old man now.
Mm.
Mark, you look like you're like kind of like floating like up and down. Are you sitting in a rocking chair, just rocking back and forth?
No, I'm moving my phone.
Oh, it kind of looks like you're just like rocking back and forth.
No, I'm using my phone, so when I'm putting the screen closer to my head so I can read it. Joel, Bill, Michael.
Shooting moron.
Oh, Jonathan's about to be going flying. That sounds pretty refreshing too. I keep thinking about the Wendy's the flurry.
Dustin.
Yeah. Yeah, but what I ought to go get, and I haven't had one in a while, is a snowball here in Louisiana.
What is it?
The snow, like y'all would call snow cones, but we call them snowballs.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a couple of places here that, well, those things will hurt your feelings.
What is this?
You ask for
this is the plane that carries the dogs.
Well, take it back. If that's the stewardess, I don't want a treat.
You ask for a snowball over here, you'll get one of two things. You'll either get a drink, which is Advocaat, lemonade, orange juice, and lime juice, or you'll get a ball of marshmallow covered in chocolate, coated in coconut.
Yeah, you can get that here, but the places around here, boy, God, darn it. The snowballs you can get here, they'll hurt your feelings. They throw condensed milk on it, all kind of stuff on them.
Well, I suppose condensed milk is a little like a cheaper version of clotted cream. Used to do condensed milk.
Condensed milk is used a lot for baking.
Yeah.
Used to spread condensed milk on bread as sandwiches.
What the fuck?
with slices of banana and sprinkled with sugar. Really nice.
That sounds like a depression meal from the Depression.
Depression.
It's like, this is all we had, so we're going to dump it all together and make a meal out of it.
Third world.
Depression meal.
I
Hey,
really
some,
think that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say some foods like that have actually come out of times like they
Well,
only
yeah,
had
I
so
mean,
many ingredients.
it was basically came out of the war.
There you go. Explains it.
Well, here there's a little truck that drives around. It's called I forgot what the name of it is, but it's I don't know.
So I
it's
really
the
think that what I
snow-
flew today was critical infrastructure.
They drive around in a snow cone truck or whatever, and they chop up the ice and they'll put like the thing in there, like on the side of it. There'll be different flavors you can get, or you can choose from the menu on the truck, and get a flavor. You just create your own on the side of the truck there. And the truck's got it's got a penguin on it. And I forgot what the damn name of what it's called, but it's like a mobile snow cone, mobile snow cone,
A
whatever.
snow cone, just crushed ice with fruit juice in it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just shade. It's
Yeah, we
really
call that a
fine
slushy.
ice.
Yeah, we call that a slushy.
Oh, that's it. You're right, Dusty. Kona ice. That's what it is.
Yeah, slushy is more drinkable, where a snow cone you have to eat it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we got slushies over here too. The snow cone's like really fine shaved ice, like super small.
Oh,
And then
that's
it's like
what's up, Dusty.
compacted
Yeah.
into a ball and put in a cone, and then they dump some juice on it. But you have to eat it. I mean, you can let it melt and then drink it, but
Uh-huh.
oh, we got icy machines over here, and was it Circle K does this thing every few months. They do this thing. You can bring if your cup fits through this like hole thing that they have like a display setup. If your cup fits through it, you can fill it up as much as you want with slushy. People bring all kinds of crazy shit in there. Fill up the slushy machine.
So is that hole just a diameter?
Yeah, it's a certain diameter. It's like a cardboard cutout that they put up, and you have to put your cup through it. If it fits through there, you can fill it up, and people will bring all kinds of crazy shit in there and fill it up with slushy.
If your cup fits through the hole, but it's 4 feet long.
People have done that. They don't specify how much the cup can hold. It's just if it can fit through the hole. They do it every few months here. It's like every 3 or 4 months they do it. They do it 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah, they're building I think they're almost done with it, but a 7-Eleven up the road from the house.
7-Elevens are everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
You can go to fucking Vegas. There's one on every single corner.
Pretty much here too.
Yeah.
Pretty much almost one on every corner.
So they are actually a chain called 7-Eleven.
Yeah, it's actually
that sounds really good too.
It's actually owned by a Japanese company.
Yeah.
Did they used to open from 7 in the morning till 11 at night or something?
Correct.
Yeah, but they're open 24/7 now. They've been
now
like that
they're
years.
open 24/7, but they used to open at 7 a.m. and close at 11.
11 p.m. Yeah, but they're actually a Japanese. They're owned by a Japanese company.
Yeah, they're open. Yeah, the ones are here too.
But they're also franchised too. You could get a franchise.
Yeah, each is a franchise.
They're really popular. 7-Elevens are real popular in Japan. If you go to Japan, they're all over the place.
Yeah, but they've got different food there.
Oh yeah, because they cater to the areas that they're in. Obviously,
Oh,
I mean,
man, that
even
sounds amazing,
McDonald's
too.
has different. Like McDonald's is around the world. Like McDonald's around the world, they have their standard 10 meal menu, but in most countries they'll have other shit on the menu.
Yeah.
In Japan, they have I think they have like sushi and rice and stuff on the menu.
Oh,
stuff
we've
that's
got
more catered to
sushi at
locals.
our. We've got sushi at ours.
That's my favorite. I love that stuff.
You can get
Like
rice
here-
at McDonald's in the Philippines, but you can't get it at McDonald's here. But you can get it at Kentucky Fried
Right.
Chicken.
Mm.
The
Hey,
only
David,
place
where
ma-
is it that Laura goes and mispronounces the chicken?
The only country I
That's
know of
McDonald's.
that they wouldn't be able
She
to.
goes in and orders chicken. She wants chicken nuggets. Is that what she says?
Yeah, nuggies.
And they look at her
Chicken
funny.
But the only place that you can go and not actually get beef, if they even have them, would be like India. They would probably have all chicken on the menu because they don't eat beef in India.
They eat chicken and lamb. They don't eat beef because it's sacred. And they don't eat pork
Yeah.
because it's dirty.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
they,
yeah, you're
they
not-
eat it behind closed doors.
You can get in a lot of trouble in India for messing with cows.
Yeah.
Steers.
Mhm.
You can get in a lot of trouble for messing with them. Like when they're standing in the middle of the road, you're not even supposed to shoo them off the road, apparently.
Okay. Could you elaborate a bit
when they,
more on messing with
you're
cows,
talking about
please?
you're talking about cows in Indiana when they're crossing the road.
No, in
India.
India,
India.
not
Oh, in
Indiana.
India. Oh.
Justin.
Hell no, in
Guys,
Indiana,
cows
they'd
are
be making a
sacred.
meal out of it.
Indiana, close enough.
Yeah, close
Yeah.
enough. Yeah.
Close enough.
Justin, could you
In
elaborate a
Canada,
bit
just
more on what you
shoot
mean
it,
by
put it on the
messing
back
with
of the pickle.
cows?
What
Like you're not supposed to mess with them at all, like touch them or anything. They're considered sacred.
Okay, now you need to elaborate a bit more. Messing with cows, touching cows, what the hell?
Yeah, you
I don't
can't. You
know.
can't sneak up and mount a cow.
Yeah.
Can't go cow tipping there.
Mhm.
What about the mother-in-law?
You got a mother-in-law that's a cow. All right, buddy.
No, I didn't
woman
say anything
upstairs
like
from-
that. Don't put words in my mouth. There, Paul. I got a nice mother-in-law.
The woman upstairs that was a cow.
Yeah,
So
that's
here,
because
what?
it's not actually your mother-in-law.
Well, she is.
You're not married, so she's not.
Well, they've been together long enough to considered common law.
Yeah, we're common law
Yeah.
husband and wife.
Yeah, but until you get that piece of paper with civil partnership or married,
You can call her whatever you want to call her.
Yeah.
the
Oh
only
yeah, I saw that. I saw it this morning.
Actually.
That was pretty crazy.
Just let me
Yeah, I
place this
saw
on
that, yeah.
record.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Dusty.
Right. I do need to place this on record. Mark, you are correct. She is the mother outlaw.
Yeah, that's pretty.
not an
That's pretty
in-law, yeah.
amazing when they put on drone shows like that. Like how many drones they have in the air just to illuminate a big picture or something, like or a couple
Yeah,
pictures.
300 or 400.
Yeah.
They did that here.
Oh, did they?
They've
You do
done,
that.
they've done that here, and there was about 350.
Oh
they've had
wow.
they've had them with over 1,000.
I think 1,500 is the world record.
I think there was there was a drone show somewhere, and I think one or a couple of the drones had had fallen out of the sky during the show.
That was in Australia.
Yeah,
we
Oh,
had
is that
that
what it
one
was?
just
Is
in
that what it
me.
was?
350 fell out of the sky. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
well, Paul
God.
Murray would like to apologise that he landed them two S's in the water.
Yeah, in Australia, they had a really disastrous air show.
As
They
I
lost
said,
over half the fleet.
it was just
Where-
around
where-
the corner from me. It's the spot that I fly in.
Did you go to that, Dominic?
No, I missed it.
Yeah, well, don't
Oh.
worry. We have them drone shows at New Year every year for the last, I think it's 5 years in London.
Yeah.
They don't
Was
do
there just
fireworks anymore.
like what happened? Was there just like a malfunction or like the
Yeah,
battery?
that's what they felt. There was a malfunction. Yeah,
That's a
Oh.
software issue, not battery.
Oh,
software.
That's because you're not going to have 350 batteries fail at one time.
There's a drone show
That's-
coming up in a couple of weeks at the Olympics, I
Yeah.
believe. The opening ceremony's got drones.
Yeah, they're pretty much
Yeah.
going away from fireworks and turning it into drone shows now.
Yeah, isn't that the beginning of July?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure because
fireworks aren't really that exciting anyway.
the Euros is in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah, so's Wimbledon in
Yes.
beginning of July as well.
Yeah, fireworks shows used to be pretty special, TJ, but not anymore.
Yeah, it's like once you've seen one firework, you've seen it all. Like, oh, hey, fireworks.
yeah, they're pretty much swapping over for the environmental impact as well.
Yeah.
Yes, because on General Election Day we have, I think we have Wimbledon, something to do with the Olympics, and we may, if we've qualified, have the Euros for England and Scotland.
Yeah, because the Olympic opening ceremony is the 26th of July.
All right, it won't be the Olympics then.
Yeah.
It's something
So
else.
that'll be after the British Open then, golf.
Yeah.
Because golf's in the Olympics now, so they're going to have to get from the British Open to.
Actually, Dusty, most fireworks are actually made in the U.S. Most of the ones that you would play with.
Well, they're
Yeah,
definitely not made
There's
in
actually
Denmark
a lot of
anymore.
firework factories in the U.S.,
Yeah.
especially in Pennsylvania.
There's
There's a lot
firework
of them.
factories everywhere. There was a massive one in Denmark, and the company had claimed it only had 4 porta cabins with the explosives in, which is all they had the license for. But when the place went off, it was more like a nuclear bomb going off. It
Yeah.
was more like 200 cabins full.
Well, a lot of
Yeah.
countries have their own firework factories because there's a lot of regulations moving shit like that across
Exactly.
borders
Yeah.
and stuff because they're so dangerous to have large amounts of it in one area.
Huh.
So a lot of places will make their own fireworks because of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you
Pretty
can get the
spectacular when the
fireworks from
fireworks
other
shop goes up.
countries, but actually, like I said, if you go to Pennsylvania, there's actually quite a few firework factories there. It's actually pretty big business there. That's one of the few states where you can actually pretty much get any firework you want. I think it's Pennsylvania, remember correctly.
Don't know where it was in the UK, but there was a firework display, and when they did the big countdown, he hit the button, and every firework went off at the same time. It was over in like 60 seconds.
I watched a
Yeah,
guy.
gone in 60 seconds.
I watch a guy on YouTube who his whole channel's based around fireworks, and he goes to all the different factories in the U.S. and stores and stuff, the different states, and buys fireworks. Then he goes out and tests them, tries them out.
Yeah. And just
I think
remember,
he
when you're
lives-
playing with fireworks, there are different parts of the firework. You have the
Mhm.
ignition, you have the
Mhm.
flight, and then you have the bang. Don't
Yeah.
do what I did for the Millennium and just fill a massive rocket full of emptied all the fireworks out into one and then lit the darn thing. Because 1, it doesn't take off. 2, it falls
Hello, TJ.
over. And 3, it leaves a massive fucking crater in the ground. And 4, the police don't look too
That's the
kindly on
skin
it.
on my laptop.
You want to
Oh,
have
that's
a
cool.
fun little.
Yes. Well done, Joe. Well done.
You want to
That's
make
very
something that will melt through shit? Take a bunch of the little sparklers, tape about 200-300 of them together, and you'll
Yeah.
melt right through metal with them.
200-300
Oh, wow.
sparklers.
Yeah.
That's a lot of sparklers.
That's
Because
a
there's
heck of a lot of
magnesium in them.
Crazy ass thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
There's
that.
small
that's
amounts of
2 to
magnesium.
300.
That's why
Yeah.
they burn white, because they've got magnesium in.
Yes.
But I
Did you-
I actually we took like 200 or 300 of them at my old boss's house for 4th of July about a year or two ago. And we took about 200 or 300 of the big ones. I mean, these ones were about a foot long They were big
Oh, I
ones.
think I know which ones you're
And
talking
we
about.
taped them all together and we put them in the middle of the yard and it was so bright. And it made a big old scorch hole in the middle of his lawn.
Yeah. Mark, you remember the old sparkler advert in the UK? When you finish with your sparkler, put them in water. Not the kid. Shows a bucket with a kid in it.
How did you light did you do it with a lighter, or like how did you light all the sparklers?
Yeah, we just we had a little torch we were using, but we taped them all together with duct tape at the bottom, and we just taped them all together, and then we put them and we had some of the pipes for shooting off the big fireworks, the big 3-inch, and I think we had 6-inch shells, and we shoved it in one of the pipes. One of the big PVC pipes he had, and lit it, and it melted the pipe and left a big old scorch mark in the middle of his yard. But it was so bright.
When the British and the American and the Australians talk about fireworks, we talk about the fireworks and the rockets and stuff. When Justin talks about him, he's talking about the shells, like the bloody missiles.
No, we get the big ones here that go way up in the air. And they go by here. You go by how, like, they have 1-inch shells. They have 2-inch shells.
Yeah, Justin, they're called mortars, not fireworks.
Yeah, they are mortars.
Yeah, those mortars are pretty crazy. Like you drop them in the tube and then light the fuse, go.
Yeah, do you want me to tell you what's another bad idea? You know the rocket when you get a pack of 6. If you tape them together, so when the firework gets to the top, it lights the next one, and lights the next one, and lights the next one. It's a real bad idea because you'll find out that by the time you get to the last one, it's coming back at you. And you have to move.
Hey, David, I'm going to tell you the worst idea. You know what sparklers are?
Yep.
Yeah. You get the sparklers and you get a pack of 50 of them and you try to light the whole pack while you're holding them in your hand.
That's what Justin's just been talking about.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
You put all of them. Yeah. And when you light it, it's like flash paper.
Yeah, we didn't have the little dinky ones that you buy, like the little tiny ones you buy at Walmart and stuff. We had these big ones that were like a foot and a half long. They were huge.
Yeah, those real big ones.
Yeah, you can buy both sizes here as well.
He got like, I want to say 1,000, because he bought 2 of those huge packs. He spent like $1,000 on fireworks, and it came with I think 500 or 600 of those.
On YouTube.
And we put I think 200 or 300 of them together. I can't remember if it was 200 or 300, but we taped them all together. It was super bright too. It was like lighting a mini sun in the middle of the yard.
Has anyone else's YouTube started doing the same? When I've got Zoom over the top of YouTube, YouTube stops playing. The chat still goes, but YouTube stops playing. I have to press live to catch up. Pissing me off.
It does that sometimes, yeah.
It's been doing it for months for me. It's pissing me off. Oh, and another thing that's frowned upon. Now, I'm not saying I did this, but I may have done as a child. Do not sellotape a rocket to the exhaust pipe of a car. Because unfortunately, the tape doesn't move and the rocket can't go anywhere. And then it goes kaboom.
Yeah.
Oh, when I was in LA one year for 4th of July, in LA County, everybody shoots off the big massive fireworks. Because where I lived in California, they were illegal, but they're legal there. And there were so many fireworks going off, dude. We had a 3-inch, I'm assuming it was a 2 or 3-inch shell, but it went off, it shot off from 2 blocks over, went right under my stepbrother's car and exploded. And I'm talking, it was loud. And we were about 5 feet from it.
That's funny.
And it just exploded right underneath his car. Surprisingly, didn't seem to cause any damage, but.
You know how some people they put those cherry bombs in the toilets while people are on them and like.
I think that's just a movie thing. I don't know if that's actually would work or not.
Well, it will. It will because the wax, it's something to do with the wax. It can still keep the fire going because it
Yeah,
sucks
if
it
it's
to the
got a
inside.
waterproof, yeah, if it's got a
Yeah.
waterproof,
Yeah.
or water resistant, fuse on it.
Yeah,
I
it
don't know
will
how
work.
that I don't know how that actually works with the back pressure in the toilets, though.
It does, what it does, wherever it ends up at, blows up the pipe.
Do you want to hear the loudest bang? You know the metal drums you can get, the big, they're like size of wheelie bins, but they're metal.
The hell's a weenie bin?
You know what a wheelie bin is? You use them.
Oh, wheelie bin. I thought you said weenie bin.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. We had a friend who put his fireworks in the metal drum because he thought that was safe. And then a spark went in. Tell you what, that was a heck of a fucking echo.
Oh shit. So he lit it and it just like said
Well, he didn't
kaboom,
light
and there's
it.
like this very loud echo.
You know the fireworks that sit on the ground and just fire sparks into the air?
Yeah.
Right.
He did one of them and one of the sparks went, well, maybe a few of the sparks went into the tub, but it went off with a fucking boom.
Yeah, those are the fireworks you get in the places where they're illegal, but they let you have those ones. Like our area, you can't technically buy the big ones, but you're allowed to shoot them off because the cops don't do nothing about it. So I'm assuming they're
Mark,
allowed,
do you remember
but you just
Devil
can't buy
Bangers?
them here. You have to go
Mhm.
to Orlando
You
to get
remember
'em.
the Devil Bangers back in the 80s and 90s?
Oh, God knows, probably.
Literally, all they were the little caps, and you had to light it and throw it straight away. If you kept hold of it, you're losing your hand.
Yeah.
Which is probably why they were banned. Well, one day, one of this guy on the estate I lived at, he gave us a pack, and he says, "Whatever you do, be careful with these." He says, "I've made them so they fly." So we lit one on Preston bus station. Well, it fucking went, didn't it? Up the stairs, all you heard was boom, and all of a sudden the whole fucking bus station shut.
Oh,
So
they're
we
the
liked
same
it.
thing that we used to call rip wraps.
Yeah. We jumped on the bus. When we came back
Okay,
into
Jonathan.
town, the whole bus station was still closed off by army bomb disposal teams. I wonder if that guy's still alive because he was always messing around with fireworks.
Well, why do they always say be careful after the fact you've done something? Like when you trip, someone says, be careful. Like what the fuck? I already tripped. Why are you telling me to be careful?
That's more the hold my beer.
Or like
Yeah.
I already crashed my drone. Why are you telling me to be careful?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, the house has just blown up.
Yeah.
No, we didn't
be
want to do that.
careful. Like my house already blew up. Why are you telling me to be careful? Like
Yeah.
what the hell?
Or the other one is you shouldn't have done that. No shit.
Yeah, no shit. That's
When
crazy.
we were growing up, we used to get, we didn't have PVC pipe. We used to have to get galvanized pipe, and we'd make like we stuff it full of toilet paper, put the fireworks in it, and stuff it full of toilet paper again, and light the back end, and it explode, and they shoot off, and we have bottle rockets in them. And one time we shot one that went across the street, took a plate glass window out, and caught the house on fire.
Oh no.
And worst part, the people
What's
out
up,
of
Don?
town, we had to go
Hey,
grab
Don.
the curtains and yank them down.
TJ, I have an
What's
answer
up?
for you. The reason why
Okay.
people say be careful after you trip is because it's rude to say you're an idiot.
Yeah, good point. It's a very good point.
You crashed your drone?
Not that you would do that, huh, Don?
No, just say, hey man, you should be more careful.
You should be more
The
careful.
other thing you say, which way you going?
That's
mean,
funny.
That would just be rude, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be kind of rude. Yeah. You should be more careful. That's funny.
Don's cooking dinner.
Yes.
Nope.
What's
Don's
on
in
the
the garage.
menu?
Oh,
What's on,
okay.
what's on the menu?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I am working on getting my rear wheel hub put back together.
Oh, you're
Okay.
working on the buggy.
Yep. I was lucky once I got into it. The bearings don't look damaged. So I'm not going to replace those because that'd be a big job. And I want to do both sides at once if I did that. And so instead of doing two great big jobs, I'm just doing a minor job. So I just got my seal reseated into the carrier.
Nice.
And cleaning it off.
So just seals and brakes then.
Yes.
Now, do you put some grease in there with them to keep them?
No, on the rear wheel hub, this carrier sits open face to the bearing, and inside where the bearing is, you get transaxle fluid flows down and lubricates the bearing. So it's transaxle fluid that's on the backside here. The front bearings you would pack with grease, and that would be a closed system. But this, it has a steady flow of transaxle fluid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why when it failed and was leaking transaxle fluid, it was draining out of the carrier here. The bearing was draining dry. So when I backed out and drove it, I'd hear it until the transaxle fluid got down in there, the gear lube.
Why do you call it a transaxle? I mean, how many axles do you know that go longitudinal?
Because it's integral to the transmission, and that's what it's called. It's called a transaxle.
Well, all axles are integral to the transmission. If they've got a differential in them.
To answer why I'm calling it a transaxle is in this book, it's called a transaxle. That's why it's called a transaxle.
Exactly.
What is that book? What is that? Does that tell you like all the different parts of things or something?
Oh,
like
this is a classic for Volkswagen owners. This is a classic book to own. It was written by a hippie, illustrated by a hippie. Yeah, I'll show you.
Illustrated by a hippie.
Oh, it was.
So
Let me.
It's not a Haines's then.
No.
Oh wow.
And you'll find things like this in there.
That's pretty funny.
And where most manuals will normally guide you through the way that the Volkswagen company would have you do things, he's like, well, okay, we know you don't have all the tools that they would have there sometimes, so here's how you can cheat. Here's grab you, do this here, do this. And so it's more of a guide for actual owners.
A dummy's guide.
Well, not a dummy's guide per se, but here's a guide for those of you who don't own a auto shop.
Yeah.
Don, is that a yoga mat rolled up there?
No, that's a sleep pad.
Oh, is that what it is?
For hiking. That's just a barrier to lay on to keep you warm.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I can't reach it. I'd get it down and show you, but it's just a closed cell foam mat that has a heat reflective surface on it.
Do you go hiking quite a bit?
I have not been hiking in way too long, years and years.
Oh.
But he's
I
ready
wish I
for it.
did. I wish I
Looks
got
like,
out more, but
looks like there could be a tent in the bag that's sitting on top of the or bought on in the green tent in the green bag up there.
that
Looks like
is an inflatable kayak.
Oh, for real?
No,
Oh, that's cool.
When was the last time you used that?
About 3 years ago. But it works
I'll
pretty
take
good.
it
I was
off the
thinking about
hands.
getting out.
I got a big pond out here. I can just like canoe in.
I was thinking about maybe getting out this year and taking it up the creek over here.
Well, there you go.
There's a
just take a
there's
paddle
a
with you.
site that's nearby. It was called Lakeside Park, and back in the 1920s, 1910s, it was super popular. Before cars came along, we had a trolley system that went through all the mining towns around here, and that was a destination place to go. And they had all kinds of stuff there. But then once cars came along, people started not using the trolley, and so the park just kind of withered up, and you can no longer access it because the trolley line is gone. There was never a road to it. But if you get on the river and paddle down the river, you can find where the park was, and you can still see a few little leftovers, like a part of a walking bridge. So I think we kind of need to visit and see. But there was records of a 4th of July that all the people visited there for the 4th of July special event had more visitors than the average daily visit count to Disney World.
Wow.
So it was just because there was nothing else to do, and once a year people would go celebrate 4th of July or something. They would get off the farms and get out of the mines, and they'd go out. So, and now that place is just gone and forgotten. I think that's kind of neat.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, get the drone up over it and flying around.
Mm-hmm. Where did I put my green scrubby? So what's been going on?
Not much.
Not much. How about you?
Oh, no, I saw that Tim did like a marathon gaming session, huh?
Oh yeah, he was live for a minute. For 8 hours, I think he was live.
Interesting.
Dom's about half a pint. Dominic's about half a pint lighter.
What's
Yeah.
he doing with Sunak?
How you feeling, Dom?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. Back home and in recovery mode.
How when they got you
any
rested?
special instructions, Dominic?
Special instructions, low fat. That's it.
But I mean, as far as like bathing or bandaging?
No, really, no.
Okay.
Yeah, Dominic, tell us about you taking a bath. Do it slow.
No,
Uh,
not
Well, the
really
best
allowed
bath-
to
the
pick up
best bath
anything.
he had
heavy.
down was the sponge
what-
bath
what-
the nurse gave him.
what,
Yeah.
what do y'all prefer, baths or showers? Like, how
I
can you
always have a
stand?
shower.
How can you stand a bath?
I'm a
Like,
shower guy.
Yeah,
Shower.
shower.
Depends on who's in there with
How
them.
can you stand like sitting in a bath?
Joe
It's like
said-
bathing.
Joe
It's like
said it
bathing in your
depends
own-
upon TJ. Joe says it depends upon who's with him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense too.
Yeah, a bath is more of a woman's thing. Kate prefers having a bath. I just rather have
Okay.
a shower.
It's all personal preference.
I mean, I don't know. You could take a shower with a girl too, but bathing with a girl, you're just kind of like sitting in y'all's own filth. Like, man, this is gross.
That and the
Depends
fact
what
that
you're
it
gonna go
takes,
to.
takes nearly half an hour to run the bath in the first place.
Yeah.
And then like you're sitting there, it's like, man, I just shriveled into a prune.
Yeah.
That's
And if you
normally
take a
what
quick
not,
shower, it uses less water.
that's
Then you've
normally
got to
not
clean
what
the
two
bath out
people are.
afterwards.
TJ,
What,
that's
Justin?
normally not what two people are doing when they're taking a bath together.
Exactly. Jim.
Yeah.
No,
They're usually
no.
purposely making the
taking
water
a bath
dirty.
or taking a shower, taking a bath or taking a shower with another person for hanky panky fun time. It's never what you think it's going to be. It's no good.
What's it? Is
Yeah.
it? Because the male always has to go at the tap end, and then he gets the fucking hot water dripping on his back.
Yeah. If you're in the shower, you're over there freezing your ass off, and she's under the hot water. I mean, sure, it's fun to look at, but you're over there freezing your ass off, and you know what happens when you're freezing your ass off? Everything shrinks up.
But it does. It does
I don't
save
have
water.
that problem.
Does
It's
save
like
water.
it's like a frightened little turtle scared to come out of his shell.
You could always just put
No,
the
I
heat
don't
on.
have that problem. That just gives it back to normal size.
Wow, TJ, that tells you a lot. I was thinking,
Yeah.
I was thinking it shrinks up to like a little ball peen hammer instead of a flip hammer. That's just me. I mean, it's still a hammer.
Yeah, it's still a hammer. Yeah.
A lot more like a
Oh,
toffee.
jeez.
Exactly,
good point there,
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Exactly.
I tell you what, I was on the Meat River today and I flew under this bridge. And as I flew under the bridge, I saw this piece of wire hanging down. And it was to the left of me, right? I came back and I almost hit that damn thing coming back.
Oh wow.
I mean, I was close.
Did you get a video of it?
Oh, yeah, it's on the video. I'm probably within 5 inches.
That's so
I mean,
bizarre.
God darn it. I thought I saw it when I came back. I said, instead of going straight back, I started tilting back towards where I was. And I went right into it.
Oh, see, Cool Cat, he says the trick is sit on the same in the bath, soapy pillows. So I'm guessing that Cool Cat likes to sit up front and lean back.
Mm.
Oh
No,
yeah.
The
Where
trick
I'd like
is
to
to
sit back and reach around.
the trick is to get a bath where the taps are in the middle.
Yeah, good point.
The trick is take a shower, jump out, get dirty somewhere else, and both of you jump back in the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I must admit, if I've got in
Separate
the
showers.
bath water, if I get in the bath water after Kate's got out and just soak in the hot water, I've then got to have a shower when I get out of it.
Yeah.
See, and the problem with taking a bath is the water cools off way too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's why
the problem.
that's why my gas bill used to be so high, because every now and again she'd empty half the water out and fill it back up with hot.
Oh,
Mm.
Is Art on tonight, or is he not bothering again?
Who, Art?
Yeah, I think he's
I
still
have no
over
idea.
there. I don't think
Oh,
he
no,
comes back. I don't think he comes back till next week or during the week.
yeah. I missed Tammy Jean this week too. She wasn't on.
Yeah, she hasn't been
Again.
on 2 weeks.
I know.
Yeah,
I
she-
expected her on this week since she missed last week.
Was she taking a break from YouTube for a while or something?
She didn't say anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. I thought she
No.
was on the week before, because that was the week that
Nope.
Ken Heron's. Or was
Yeah,
it
that
2
was-
weeks ago that Ken
That
Heron's
was, that
dog
was
died?
2 weeks ago. That was
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Yep, this would have been 2 weeks this week And I figured, okay, well, 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. But she wasn't on.
Well, Ken Heron's on every 2 weeks. Tammy's on early every 2 weeks and late every other week when Ken Heron's on.
Right. But so if she waits until next week, that'll be 3 weeks
Yeah.
without a. Why is it every time I'm in the middle of a project, I just look at around and I think, I really need to get in here and clean this garage.
Are you almost finished? Are you like halfway done with the dune buggy or?
Look,
What do you
Don,
mean? The dune
you
buggy
can
is a
still-
never-ending project, DJ.
Oh,
you can
Oh,
fit
now you're
2
working on-
cars
you're
in
working
your
on a-
garage.
you're working on another project now.
No, I'll be working on the wheel hubs
Still looking
and
for a buggy.
as soon as I'm cleaning up the area right now, and then I'll be putting the O-rings back in the spacers, and then getting this carrier back
Joe,
in place.
this is for you.
What?
Laura, it's in the weather tomorrow. Sunshine all day. Okay, can I go and fly my drone? Yeah, all right. Updated weather forecast.
Oh God, rain.
That's how it works.
Rain all day, every day, except for look like next weekend was going to be pretty good. I guess I don't know.
Monday and Friday. No, he's actually got showers.
Laura's gonna have the only drone that the batteries wear out and she's never flown it.
But she has flown it twice.
Well, you're not supposed to charge them and drain them, charge them and drain them, and charge them and drain them. Tell her she needs to get out somewhere. Take a risk.
Yeah.
Put a little poncho on the drone. You'll be all right.
I
I
thought,
almost did a TJ today.
Oh, what'd you do? Oh, yeah, you showed up to the field with like half charged batteries.
No, I had good batteries. My controller was on 3 dots.
Oh.
I flew everything, and when I got to the last thing I flew, I was on 1.5. It was blinking.
Oh God.
But I figured if that went out, it'd come back, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
And not like I wasn't flying over water, but
Right.
over
I
the
finally
river.
got all my settings done in my new RC to match
Oh,
my Mini
good.
3. So
well, you know,
tomorrow I've got to do it all for the Air 2S.
Joe, that's how most of TJ's story started was, well, I figured I could get a mile and a half of 20% battery, but it didn't happen.
No, I had batteries in a drone. The drone batteries were good. There was a
I
controller
was
battery.
pretty
that wasn't good.
sure.
There was only 37% battery life, so I figured I'd throw it up right quick.
No, I won't do that.
I mean,
Now, I
in
did put one up
reality,
today
if you're
with
doing
52%.
a 5-minute shot, 37% will get it done.
Yeah.
You
If you're
can
just doing like a
plug your
5-minute flight or something.
you can
Yeah.
plug your remote controller into your battery hub and charge it up from that.
Mm.
I have a portable charge. I just don't bring it with me.
What's the point of it being portable?
It's
Well,
Yeah.
You can't see it, but it's sitting right back there.
the thing with portable chargers though is they're a good idea and everything, but the fact is you're not probably ever going to use it unless you're actually going on vacation or you're going to a meetup or
Yeah.
something where you're going to be gone all day. Most people go out to fly, they'll grab 2 or 3 batteries, take them with them, and they might use 1.5 batteries, and then they drive back home 20 minutes later. They don't ever really are out long enough to have it. A lot of people don't end up using their portable chargers they buy for their drones.
I've only got one of those little ones, little power banks, not one of those big ones.
Yeah, I got a 10,000 milliampere hour one with a
got
little
a
solar
20.
panel on it.
Yeah, I got a 20,000.
I got 2 20,000, a 10,000, a 2,500 battery bank for phones. I got 2 big ass, beefy ass ones that are 20,000.
Okay.
It's enough to charge one phone probably 3.5 times, maybe two, 3 times, something like that. They're good for hurricanes though, if you run out of power.
Hmm.
You can keep
Oh
one of
yeah,
the
those
phones
big,
charged up.
yeah, those big, those portable charger, whatever.
Yeah, I got enough battery banks to charge
Cover
2
me, boys.
phones
I'll
for
be back.
probably a day or two.
You do
Probably
that.
for a couple days.
You gonna go fly a ship, Paul?
Yep, I'll be
There
back.
you go.
Okay.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
The
Yeah, I
only
didn't miss
ones that
that
are-
wire about much.
The only ones that ever use the battery banks are the kids. They take them to school with them sometimes and leave them in their backpacks for their phones.
What are they
but-
What are they charging in their or like their phones or whatever?
Yeah, when they go to school, they'll take the 2 oldest ones take their phones with them to school because they're in high school. They'll
Yeah.
take the battery banks with them sometimes and throw them in their backpack.
Yeah, I'll be charging all kind of batteries up tonight. And controllers. Cause my batteries, I've got maybe one full battery left. Got
The
one
one
full of body
backpack-
battery left.
The one backpack I had actually had a battery bank holder in it, and
Mm.
then it had a hole in the top of the backpack up by the top of the zipper, and you could put your cord through it. So if you were walking or something, you could have your cord out and
Oh
have your
yeah,
phone plugged in.
I know.
Or if
Yeah,
you're
those
sitting
backpacks
somewhere,
where
yeah.
you slide the.
It had a little
Slide the cord
little
through.
rubber grommet thing that you could put cords through.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. What's up, Rigger?
Rigger.
I'm Mark.
Mark.
Trigger your stiffness.
But it actually had a specific pouch in the backpack that was made for so you could put a battery bank in there.
Are you sure it wasn't for a water bladder?
No, it wasn't one of those. It was actually marked a battery bank. It had a little picture with the
Oh,
battery
okay.
bank. And then
I
it
was
had
gonna
a
say, 'cause-
hole right at the top where you
So
would
this
put
is
your
just
cord
a kind of play around, walk around during the day backpack. It's not like an actual hiking backpack.
through. I had a skateboard bag back in the day that had a spot in it for your CD player, and then it had a hole where you could put your headphones.
I
through.
get you. But when you said backpack, I was thinking backpack, like my actual hiking backpack has
Oh.
that grommet, but it's
Mm.
for the tube for your water bladder to come back around.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
no, my
Same,
oh
huh?
okay, yeah. I know it's kind of like what the military uses. Yeah, the little water
Yeah.
backpacks that they have with the rubber hose.
Okay. I've got burgers upstairs that I can fix. If anybody wants to drive over here and help me, because I think this job is going to require 2 hands, I'll feed them a burger.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be right
Any
over.
takers?
Yeah, I'll be there next week.
Not too late.
Get on a plane right now.
By
I'm getting in
the
my car.
time
I
you
got
get there,
my
those
keys.
burgers be bad.
I mean, I might even feed you a burger, take you for a ride in the buggy, but you're going to have to be here tonight.
Yeah.
But I think 2 of us, we can get the job done. All right, fine.
If my eyesight was still okay, I'd help you. I'm used to doing things like that, or I was
Oh.
used to
You
doing
know,
things
back it
like
up,
that.
you'll have a
I don't
damage
need
too.
your eyesight. I need your hands to hold a plate in place while I get it nice and clean and get the O-ring on. Because the O-ring has to go on the outside of that bearing, and the plate, the backing plate, keeps on sliding over it.
My cars never used to go into a garage to be repaired. I used to do them all myself.
I used to get my 2
Did you do it?
boys.
But my car's in a garage, and I'm still doing it by myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you call it an auto
Oh, my
shop,
car's
but
actually
we
not in a
still-
garage; it's in a garage.
In a
You
garage.
still call it. You call it an auto shop. We still call it a garage or a garage.
Oh,
Mechanic.
we might call it garage.
Garage.
Garage, garage.
A facer.
And as it is, your garage can have 2 cars in it, and you can still walk round in it. Mine, you open the door and you can't actually step through the door.
I think spacer goes on first.
Yeah, whenever I had to work on my car, I'd grab my two boys and say, okay, this is what we're doing, let's go. I get them out there, put one on each side and tell them, start taking that off, start taking this off.
Huh?
That's how they know how to work on
I'm not
cars.
really hungry.
Yeah. I've been known to go out after me tea into the garage at about 7 o'clock at night and still be working on it at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, I've been there.
Sure. And that's probably what I'm going to be doing tonight.
Who, me?
My cousin that died, her husband Bobby was the one that taught me everything. And there were a couple of nights that we were out in the middle of the yard working on a gas tank, getting the gas tank down, drained, put back in, changing fuel pump and everything that was in the gas. It was in the gas tank, you know. And by the time we finished, it took us about 6 hours to get everything down because had to be full when it went bad, you know. Couldn't have been empty.
I've stripped an engine down to nothing, had the crankshaft reground, put it all back together again.
Yep.
All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna hop off here. I got visions of Wendy's Frosties dancing in my head.
Oh,
Ooh, have you tried the new orange Frosty?
That's what we were talking. We were talking about that earlier.
I went and got one with my wife a while back. Wasn't that impressed.
No? You weren't on about orange. He was on about the dairy cream one or something.
I expected more of an orange flavor in it, and the orange cream the orange part did not really come through.
Oh, I might have to rethink that, but I'm gonna get going. I'll see you guys
but
later.
Still try it. It's still okay. It's okay. Just
all right. I might give it a whirl. I don't know. I'll let y'all know if I go get one. I'll let y'all hear my thoughts about it.
We'll have the great
Taste testing video.
Orange cream debate.
Yeah, an orange cream debate. There you go.
Hey, you can do a taste test video for your YouTube channel, TJ.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea. All right, we'll see y'all later. Peace.
See ya.
Enjoy.
Just making poo. Back in a minute.
Okay.
Pizza time.
Pizza time.
Son of a gun. And there went the backing plate again. Damn it. And no, I'm not going to move the camera over here where you guys can see, or else you guys are going to give me all kinds of suggestions that aren't going to help. People talk about backseat drivers. Mechanics, I think, are worse.
Is it an actual backing plate to the hub, or is it the dust shield?
It's the backing plate for the brakes.
Where the drum's attached to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the design would have been so much better if they would have just put one extra tab on the hub with a hole where the backing plate here would would bolt into, so it couldn't shift. Just give me a hard mount right there. But
And is it just positioned so that when you bolt
Up, Jonathan.
the bearing nut on,
Up, Rigger.
that's what holds it in?
yeah, once the carrier, so the bearing is already in place, the carrier will fit on top of that and bolt everything in tight and hold the backing plate in at the same time. Okay, almost.
Yeah. They should have
On
a
my-
Woodruff. They should have a Woodruff key in them.
Phaser is on. So let's go ahead and freeze
Did
up.
you rebuild your slave cylinders?
I haven't had to touch my cylinders. I replaced one last year, but I haven't had to really touch the brakes, except for now since I had fluid all over them.
Yeah.
I put new shoes on, and the hub is smooth, so it doesn't feel like I'll have to get that turned. So that's good.
Yeah. Not figured out why you all call that a rotor.
Because it rotates.
When the rest of the world calls it a disc.
Because we made it to the moon.
Well, no, we have disc
Except
brakes.
that's not because that's
No,
a
we have
drum.
disc brakes. Disc brakes are a different thing.
But that's a drum brake rather than a disc brake.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not a disc brake. All right. Where is my grease?
And then you get the awkward ones that are the rear brakes, that are disc brakes that have a drum in the middle of the disc for the handbrake.
Well, they make conversion kits for Volkswagens to put disc brakes on. Usually people just do the fronts as disc brakes and leave drum brakes at the back. But you can get disc brakes all around, which I might consider eventually, just because you get better stopping power.
I'm just going to say, don't go fast enough to need disc brakes.
It doesn't really. But it doesn't matter how fast you're going. It matters how fast you need to stop.
Yeah.
And people tend not to, for some reason, see these little Volkswagens, and they'll pull out in front of them.
They don't see this bright yellow thing coming at them.
No, you will get sideswiped. You have to keep your attention on the road because you have to be very defensive in your driving. Don't put yourself in situations with traffic because people will. It's crazy.
They're not civilized on the road like we are over here.
it's pretty much the way that motorbike riders have to ride all the time as well.
Yeah, well, the reason is people are conditioned when they're driving. They're looking for a specific thing, cars, and so their brains don't actually do not see the motorbike because they're focusing on cars. I think it's kind of the same with this. It's such a small vehicle that they just kind of miss it. Where did I put my light? Oh, there it is. Is that it? Yeah.
God help those people with smart cars then.
Yeah, same thing. They're small and people are.
And Renault Twizzys. God, they're horrible.
If they're smart cars, shouldn't they be smart enough to avoid obstacles?
Is that what you ran into there, David?
What's that?
Nah.
A small car?
No.
Smart cars have got 600cc motorbike engines in them.
700cc.
There's 7 now.
Yeah.
There were 6.
Yeah, the first series was, second series was 700cc, and they were Renault engine. The Series 3 had a 1 litre Mitsubishi engine in it. I know because I drove one for 9 years.
Weren't they designed by Mercedes?
Yeah, Mercedes and Renault. 80% of the cars made by Mercedes, and the other 20 is made by Renault. The engine and transmission were Renault. And then the Series 3, which was the 451 designation, was 70% Mercedes and 30% Mitsubishi. And Series 4 is not Series 4 is not available in Australia.
I quite like the look of the Smart Roadster.
Yeah. I drove one of those once or twice.
They look fun.
They were fun. Yeah, they are fun. I've driven one twice. But I owned
You know what
one
are
of
fun
the
little cars to
Cabrio.
drive? Are the little Mini Coupes.
Yeah, they're not bad. The Mini Roadster. I
Mini
drove
Coupes,
one of
man,
those.
you
and
can whip those things around.
The old one or the new one?
Yeah, the BMW Mini Roadster.
The new one's
the
a BMW, yeah.
Yeah, the BMW version Roadster.
Yeah. I'd rather have the old Mini Cooper.
Yeah. The one you saw in Mr. Bean.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't the Cooper, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about just the original British
shape.
Mini.
Yeah, that's
rather
shape,
than
yeah.
Cooper.
No.
Well, originally it was Austin.
Yeah. And then British Leyland took it over.
Well, actually, I think originally it was BMC.
Yeah.
Then Austin. Then British Leyland.
And then British Leyland. Yeah.
About the best eco you get over here.
Rights off it.
About the best eco cars you get over here is your truck getting 24 miles a gallon instead of 20.
Warren, I'm doing well.
My granddad used to have a Sea Reg, which is 1964, I think. Yeah. It's ridiculous. They're worth more money now than they were if you bought them new back then.
Yeah.
It's like I had a Mark V Cortina 2-litre gear, 1980. And that cost me £2,000, and it was 2.5 years old. and there was one for sale on Facebook Marketplace the other day for 7,000 quid.
Jeez.
Hey Dominic, I saw a short today I should have done. When I was
Mhm.
driving on the interstate, there was a truck hauling just the truck cabs, right? There were 5 of them stacked on top of each other. I could have had a good short there.
Meh.
Last short I put out like that got over 6,000.
Hmm.
Then I saw another one it had 2 trucks, it had a car standing straight up on the back of it. Now that would have been cool. I was too lazy to grab my phone and try to get it. That's what I get for driving down the road trying to think of the shots I wanted to do. Okay, I will find something. Good song. Whatever. I need a Memorial Day song.
Memories.
No, that's not good enough. It's gotta be like, what's the word? It's gotta be an epic type of, like, I can't describe what I want.
Majestic.
John
That's
Lennon's Imagine.
Majestically epic. How about that?
Hmm.
How about Entrance to the Gladiators?
It's gonna be something like that. I need to see what they have on Epidemic, you know?
Chariots of Fire.
Yeah.
No worries.
Joe, do you
All
know
right,
what Entrance to the Gladiators is?
I've probably heard it.
I bet
Yeah, I
still.
guarantee you've heard it. I guarantee you've heard it. Except
How
we
about-
now associate it with clowns. It's the da, 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 da,
Oh,
da,
yeah, that's not the one.
Yeah.
That's not the one I want.
yeah, that's Entrance to the Gladiators.
How about Ride of the Valkyrie?
That would be good.
Another great song.
Uh-huh.
That would be good if they had it on here.
Well, anything by Wagner would be.
Okay, how about marching till? That's not long enough.
What else would there be? William Tell Overture.
Yep.
Awaken the Immortals. I think that's the one I was thinking of. But it's not longer.
Scheherazade would be good.
Yeah, it's another one.
Like that.
I don't think of the other name.
By Rimsky-Korsakov.
Yeah, The Flight of the Bumblebee.
Let me go see what they're doing. I'll be right back.
Well, it was a sad day today.
What happened?
Manchester United beats Manchester City 2-1 in the
Oh.
FA Cup final.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
Well, I suppose we beat them last year in the final.
Yeah.
Cheating bastards 1. Manchester United 2.
Yeah.
United scored in the 30th and the 39th minute, and City scored in the 87th minute. And then had 4 attempts at goals stopped
Yeah.
No, that's how football goes.
in the last 3 minutes. Well, 6 minutes if you count extra time or injury time.
Yeah, well, we lost in extra time.
There was
one
there was
nil,
there was
1-0
no
for
tampering.
91 minutes, and then
Mhm.
the opposition scores 2 goals in extra time, and we lost. This is the Australian soccer.
Yeah. Don't worry, Mark. Man United get to beat you again in a couple of weeks' time.
Charity Shield.
Yeah.
You know, there was no temporary fly zone over Wembley today, but there is next week for the Champions League final.
There should have been. They're supposed to be on all weekend.
I didn't see one because I put them up on. I've got a Facebook page with all the restrictions. So as soon as I get the email from the CAA that there's a flight restriction, I put it on Facebook.
Well, you should have a look. So there's supposed to be one tomorrow as well.
And there's always one person puts a comment on the post to say, why is something special going on? Well, yeah, otherwise they wouldn't be putting a bloody temporary flight restriction on, would they?
Yeah.
What could possibly be going on at Wembley?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
It's on in a national stadium. Where'd everybody go anyway?
I don't know.
Don's still messing about under his car.
Yep.
God knows where
Justin's
Justin
gone
went.
somewhere.
Or Justin's back in the
Justin's probably
fortnight.
playing a game or something, and Paul's gone for a ship.
Joe's gone checking. Joe's gone checking on the dogs.
Yeah.
So it's back to where we was at the start, Dominic. Just
Yeah,
back to
pretty
channel.
much. Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Exactly. Back to where we were at the start. Me and Dominic and just got an extra mark.
Yep.
Change my background. I'm tired of that one now.
Oh, here's something interesting for you.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday, DPD didn't turn up because, well, they took a picture of my door, which now conveniently looks like it's been taken off Google Maps. Right. Anyway.
Yeah.
The driver was called Claudia.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she couldn't pick up my parcel yesterday. Claudia was coming today to deliver a parcel.
Another one?
Yeah, the box I ordered with my voucher from Bamboo. Well, strangely enough, Claudia had a beard.
Oh, okay.
And it might be that Claudia doesn't actually do her runs. She's the one that claims to be working. Well,
her husband does it.
Yeah.
It could be called.
He may be banned from delivering.
Yeah. Could be Claudio as well. They just misspelt the last letter.
Well, don't worry, Claudia's back on Tuesday.
No, okay.
But they've seen the parcel. Told them that's the parcel you're collecting.
Yeah.
At the front door, you can't deny it. What? That's a huge butterfly behind you.
Yep. Drinking red wine in Greece.
It looks like it can fucking eat you.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Oh, and the latest from the government, all 18-year-olds will now have to do, if they get back into power, will have to do national service.
No, okay.
Yay, that's good.
No, it's not. It went down like a lead balloon with the Daily Mail readers, which is the Tory
Yeah, I know.
newspaper.
Won't be popular.
But it might teach them. Well, it's good and it's bad. One, it'll teach them a bit of discipline. But
Yeah.
two, it'll teach them how to fight and kill people.
Yeah, that's the only problem. Yeah.
Yeah. But they're not talking about national services in the army. Well, kind of. They can either do 12 months in the army or 25.
So they want to do conscripts.
Yeah,
pretty
25 days a year if they've got a job with the police, ambulance service, or fire service.
So reserve. Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, let's be honest here, right? If your building's on fire and you need rescuing, do you want an 18-year-old running up to you going, and just go and get someone?
Yeah. Or just get my phone out and TikTok it for you.
Yeah, I'll just check on YouTube.
Yeah.
It says you should try some sheep. Oh, you died. That's all right.
Yeah.
So you're saying that's for the military?
Not just military. They've got to do certain things. But the other one is a whole year of volunteering at the weekends to work in nursing homes.
Mm.
Okay.
Did you see an 18-year-old wiping an old person's butt?
Mm.
You'll end in tears.
Exactly.
There are some kids that are not of this generation that are still decent.
There are lots of kids that are that age that are decent. It's just a minority are the outspoken ones and the ones that get noticed.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's been the same with every single generation, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I suppose, yeah. But you tend to notice it the older you get.
Yep.
Oh, so if that didn't end their young person's vote, right? They then decided to say that
They can't vote until they're 18 anyway. So
not for
I'll
long.
change that.
Labour want to make it 16.
Yeah, that's a bad move.
yeah,
Well, not really.
No, we'll just agree to disagree on that one then.
You know, if you're going to educate them,
if they let
Yeah.
16-year-olds vote, can you imagine which party's going to get into power?
Exactly.
there's not enough of them to change the way things are. But if it's local elections, yeah, because let's be honest, how many general elections is it going to affect? 16 to 18-year-olds. every couple of
every 5 years, yeah, or
Yeah,
every
so-
4 years or whatever.
yeah, so it ain't going to make much difference, right? But it gives them that responsibility at the age of 16.
You're making a good point. You're putting your point forward.
I'm all for younger generation to be able to have a say on their future.
Oh, I agree with that, but from my point of view, politics is a lot different over here, and I wouldn't let any 16-year-old vote over here. From my point of view.
Yeah, I just think
But your generation or your younger generation over there and your politics might be slightly different. So,
well, when I was 16, I took part in the trial of the younger generation voting, but our votes didn't count. Yeah, we had to go through the whole, registering and learning about it and stuff. And it wasn't too hard. But I just think if you're going to give the younger generation a chance to have their say, they may be a bit more responsible. Maybe.
I think when you was 16, I was counting votes.
But you also got to look at it as well. The younger generation get disenfranchised in voting because the older generation.
In that case, by regression, we should let infants vote. Maybe 5-year-olds before they get disenfranchised.
You got to have a cutoff.
The reason you have a age limit on voting is because at a certain point they are not full members of society. They're still dependent on their parents or dependent on other things. So they should not be part of making rules for society that they are not fully a part of.
That's where I'm coming from, Donald.
So does that mean that every
16 they are responsible?
Kids will vote for ice cream for dinner every single night.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not on
anybody
the
that
paper,
has the ice cream party.
That's not just kids.
Right.
Yeah, that would be
I'd vote for that.
That'd be a great party platform.
Yeah, I'd vote
Everybody
for that.
must have. But over here we have compulsory voting. So it's a lot different over here than
we
other
don't.
places.
But look at the Scottish referendum. Right? If the younger generation didn't get the vote in that, the 16-year-olds, Scotland would not be part of the UK now.
Okay.
See, and that's why.
And
we want Scotland to be part of the UK.
Yeah,
They're not going to be.
That's what you want. Is it what the adult Scottish want?
Most of them, yeah.
Then why did it need the younger vote to make it happen if most of the adults wanted it?
A lot of the older generation don't go out and vote. Yeah, they had a 90%.
Okay, in that case they don't want it.
No, but you had a 90% turnout between 16 and 18-year-olds in the referendum.
No, you're not making any sense. Because if the older generation wanted it, they would vote for it, but they didn't want it. They weren't.
It's a question of. It's a question.
If you wanted it, you wouldn't need the younger vote to swing the election.
It's a question of the older people being able to get to the voting stations to vote.
Yes.
But that's not the point, right? There are ways of voting, right? If you're getting turnout of over 50s at 30% and under 50, 18s to 50s at say 40%, but yet you're getting 90% at 16 to 18-year-olds, what does that suggest? They are clever enough to go out and vote. They are clever enough to do the research. Yeah. It's their future. They should have a say.
Doesn't prove anything.
When they're older, when they're part of the adult population.
19-year-olds have no reason to
why would the vote be so urgent for Scotland to join England? Why would
not join? Leave.
So urgent? It could wait 4 years or 2 years.
They're already.
It's
in the UK.
it was
They
a
want you
once in
to
a
get out of it.
generation vote. That's why there won't be
Why?
another. There will not be another
Why?
in-out referendum in Scotland. I'd say for another 10, 15 years, right? But that vote affected them greatly
Okay, but why will there not be another one for 15 years?
because it's a referendum. It was a once in a generation referendum.
Donald,
Hey,
Right?
so
those,
there's
They're
not-
not going to keep voting.
Donald, those people in control want to control when they can vote again.
No.
Exactly.
okay,
That's
so-
what will happen.
Okay, so there's on the books a law saying that you cannot have another referendum for another 15 years.
No, there's not that. But the government don't want, neither party wants Scotland to leave. It's not just about Scotland leaving. It's about
Okay,
knowing the
they-
consequences of leaving.
But you're calling it a once in a lifetime referendum when referendums can happen at any time. You just are calling it once in a lifetime to make it seem more dire.
No, it was put to the people as a once in a generation.
Right. They put
There
it
was
to people.
there was a
make it seem
at the
dire.
time. At the time,
know
there was a
about Lane.
massive kickoff because, well, it's an in-out referendum for Scotland whether Scotland should be able to leave the United Kingdom. It wasn't given the vote to the people of Wales and England if we wanted
Okay.
Scotland to stay part of us.
In 2 years, when the younger people become of age and they want to raise another referendum, they can raise a stink and get a referendum on the books again, correct?
It won't happen. You know how long
But why
it took them to get that referendum?
Because
Yeah.
it wasn't as popular as you're making it out to be. Because if you had massive upswell of the populace, it would happen.
Not guaranteed. Right? There's been
Yeah, people
there's
want
been
to stay in
calls
power.
for an in-out referendum in Scotland since what, the 50s? It took, I think it was like 2006 or something like that, maybe a bit later.
Yeah.
2012, 14 or something, right? But when they got it, yeah, the very next day, when the people of Scotland voted to remain, yeah, the Leave side started calling for another referendum. And the government said, you've had your referendum, you've had your vote, you was told it was a once in a generation thing, you've got your devolution, you need to just stick with that for now. And it's going to be, I'd say, another 20 years before they get another one.
And they just said, all right, sure, and walked away. So it wasn't as drastic as.
No, they didn't just say that's it. They're still calling for it now. Every day they're going, we want a referendum. You know?
Yeah.
Every election. We're going to put it to the people that the people get a referendum for, but they never do. Right? The Scottish National Party, the ones behind the referendum thing, they get into power every time, but they never get the vote. They never get the referendum because it can only be issued by Westminster, and Westminster elite won't give it them. That's the problem. So it was a once in a generation, and like I said, 90% turnout is a good bloody turnout. You know, and we should be encouraging more people to go out and vote. Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
but
And you should encourage
but since they
16-year-olds to
allowed,
start learning.
the 16 to 18s to vote in that referendum, right? The Scottish turnout in the younger generation, 18 upwards, has always been a lot higher than what it previously was. So it is a good thing.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm not saying it's a good thing.
I'm
I
not
just
saying it's a
don't
good thing
think-
or a bad thing. I'm saying there's a reason why a certain age should be reached before you are given full enfranchisement into the vote.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. So I'm basically agreeing with both of you.
Okay, so at the age of 16, you're old enough to get a job.
Yeah.
You're old enough to pay taxes. You're old enough to do the hanky-panky. Right?
Are you also old enough not to do those things? Or are you old enough to be on the T of your parents?
But the point is,
Our parents,
they are
when
old
do
enough to do it, and the vast majority.
You guys
You
aren't
go
gonna
out-
find common ground on
But
this.
when do you become? When do you achieve majority? Where you are officially an adult, a full adult in England. Here, it's usually 18.
18, yeah.
It's 18 here for officially.
There you go.
But
I think
the
that's
point
pretty
is, if
standard
you're able
across the
to
world.
pay tax, if you're paying taxes into the system,
Unless
Yeah.
you're still in full-time
you're-
education.
Yeah.
you,
Okay.
yeah, if
so
you're,
you
you're
require
doing
an
all them
employment-
things, you should have a right to vote. It affects your money.
So you require an employment verification for voting.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying at the age of
that's
16,
why-
you should
that's
have a
only
right to
people paying
vote.
taxes. The only
You
people
have a
paying
national
taxes
insurance number at the age of 16. You're an adult. You're paying
but you
into the
use-
system. You
No,
have a
not
right
if you're
to
not
vote.
employed. No, if you're not employed, you're not paying into the system. You're the one that brought up that argument.
But you can claim
Ah.
benefits at the age of 16.
That's taken away.
Are you paying into the system?
But that takes away from the system. Don't people have a
Exactly.
right to vote on
Into
that?
the system. You
Mike.
use paying into the system as an
Hey,
argument.
Mike.
So I'm saying, okay. So at that point, is it only people who are paying into the system that get a vote?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying everybody
I
age
know,
16 onwards should
wanting
get the
to play
chance
bo-
to
you're
vote.
wanting to play both. You're wanting to play both sides of the argument because you're the one that brought up the paying into the system is why they
Yeah.
get to vote.
The point is,
So
if
they're
you're
not paying
able
into
to
the
pay
system,
into
they
the
should vote.
system at that age, right?
Yeah.
If you're able to.
Oh, they're able to.
Everybody is able to, at the age of 16, to pay taxes, claim benefits, move
Oh,
out of
let's
your
bring back
parents'
child
home,
labor and have
and whatever
stroke
else.
vote.
That is legally allowed. So you should be legally allowed to vote.
So they just need to switch the age to an adult to 16 instead of 18.
I'm
That's the
going to
whole.
disagree.
I think that's the whole circus of it. Yeah. I reckon it'll be a good thing. And if we can get more people into voting, stop disenfranchising them, because by 18,
They're not,
Yeah.
they're not disenfranchised because they were never franchised. Disenfranchising is taking something away. And
Yeah, they
and
weren't franchised.
having an age limit on
Stop.
something is not really disenfranchising them, especially if they're not paying into the
do
system.
you not have votes in schools?
Have what?
You not vote the head prefect, the head girl, the head boy.
Oh, we don't.
You not-
We don't have that kind of thing. We do have student senate. We do have school elections sometimes here. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're encouraging them to
That's
take
what-
part
they
in
are.
that.
They are part of that.
Why
system.
can't they
They are
take the
part of
next
that
step
system.
up?
Because that's where they get to learn how to vote and right. Those are
Yeah, but
popularity
it's not
contests.
necessarily learning how to vote.
They are,
Yeah.
because those student presidents positions are actually kind of pointless, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
in
they're
most schools.
popularity contests. Who are going to vote for homecoming king and queen?
But-
That's popularity. Who are going to vote for class president? Popularity. It's not.
But at the
about
same
what
time,
your
you don't
actors
have
do.
the learn. But at the same time, you don't have the learned
Right.
experience.
Can I just ask a question
You're
here?
just going to vote for someone
Right.
who's given them the information without any research. That's how I see
I'm all in favor of.
Yeah, but how are
I'm
you
all in
saying
favor
that?
of
How are you
educating
saying that
kids
they're not going to do any research?
because they're kids. We know kids.
Because they're kids. But no.
They're on-
You ever-
They're
Have
16
you
to
ever-
18
have you ever
year
had a
olds.
kid?
They're adolescents. They're not kids.
Yeah.
They've taken that step out of out of high school now. They're in the system. They have the national
Spoken like
insurance
someone
card.
who's
They have
never had a
everything.
teenager.
Yeah. But the next question
Spoken like
is
somebody who's never raised a teenager.
right. Next question is right. Do they really pay taxes at the age of 13 in America, or wherever Mike is? It's Canada.
If they're working, then yes,
Kids aren't voting, and yeah,
but they don't get to vote.
But no, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, at the age of 13, if you had a paper round, you pay taxes.
yeah.
Well, you don't over here. You don't pay tax until you're 16.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't pay tax until you earn over 13,000, 14,000 a year.
Well, it really depends. I
technically.
guess it really
You're
depends
gonna
on
get
how much
paid
you're
paper
making.
round.
I guess that really. I spoke too soon. It depends on how much you're making.
Right.
Yeah.
So over here, you could be, we've had this guy, the internet sensation that became a millionaire, at the age of 13, right? he didn't have to pay any taxes until he was 16.
Well, I'm thinking part of that might. I'm not a
That's
tax
just a
expert, so
loophole
I'm
in
assuming that would.
financials.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm not a tax expert, but I'm thinking that would go on your parents' taxable income.
I don't think it does over here.
No, but that's just a loophole that happened to be there when that kid became a millionaire.
Yeah, it is a loophole, but the point is, he still doesn't. No one pays tax over here until they're 16. But once you're 16, 2 weeks before your 16th birthday, you get your national insurance number, and then you're entitled to go and get a job and do everything an adult can do.
Okay, so you're saying before then you don't pay taxes, so you don't get a vote before then because you can't pay taxes.
No, I didn't say that.
So you think they should vote before then?
No. I'm saying at the age of 16 to 18, they should have a right to vote.
Why?
Because they're out of the education system. They're able to get a job. They're able to move out. They're able to do what an adult can do.
No, they're not able to move out of here. You got to be emancipated. You got to be 18.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, over here, you can move out at 16 with your parents' permission.
Well, here, it depends on the state.
Parents' permission.
But most of the time, you have to be able to prove that you can take care of yourself to be emancipated.
Yes.
Yep. And it's a court proclamation.
At what age over there can a parent kick their child out and not
16.
have any responsibility?
16.
At 16, they can say, "Get out of my house," and we don't have responsibility for you.
16.
Okay. In that case, at that point, sure, let them vote. Over here, it's not like that. Over here, you can't do that.
Yeah, but like I said, different countries, different rules. I think over here, we should be giving 16 to 18s the chance to vote. They proved it in the referendum that they can do their research and get involved and actually go out and vote.
According to you, they proved it. To the people who were opposing that referendum, they didn't prove it.
A 90% turnout. That's why Labour proposed giving the 16 to 18-year-olds a vote, which is completely different to what the Tories are on about.
Anyway, how's your project there going, Donald?
Well, it won't make any difference to this election because we still won't be able to vote.
Hold off my project until after dark, and we come back in after dark. We can go out and mow real quick and come back in.
Is it hot there today?
I need not super hot.
It was 95 and felt like 104 here today.
It's humid as hell here, but yeah, I'm gonna have to have somebody hold that backing plate while I get the O-ring on top of the bearing, and then get the rest of it put together, because the backing plate keeps on dropping off the bearing and sitting down in front of the bearing where the O-ring is supposed to go. And so I need to have it held back, put the O-ring there, get the other plate put on. So I'm going to need 4 hands.
Elastic band, luggage straps,
double-sided sticky tape, staple gun.
I mow the lawn and then ask my wife, "Hey, can you come down here and hold this for about 5 seconds?" Hey, what is that? I used my hands and it started giving me a thumbs up on my picture.
I've noticed that. Every time you seem to raise your hands, it gives a thumbs up.
What was it doing?
It's a AI reaction thing built into Zoom.
But now it's not doing it
all the time. It just randomly does it.
Yeah, it's all
It doesn't do it
about
all the time. Like, what the heck?
You put your hand up sometimes and it does it.
Yeah, you put your hand up, it's supposed to wave, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes.
Were you about to raise your hand? So that raises your hand.
Yeah.
That says, "Okay, you want to raise your hand." But this isn't that. This was it was giving a thumbs up. There it goes.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if that did that.
It's not doing it.
Yeah.
Nope, it doesn't do that, but it'll wave. Sometimes.
Stop, Logie.
Donald's got a new toy.
Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna go
Well,
now.
if your wife doesn't help you, all you know, do load Zoom, wave both hands, you get 2 extra hands there.
And then my wife come help me later.
Okay. Hey, Donald.
Don't think you were meant to leave.
Did he wave at the camera and it automatically AI'd him out?
Yeah. Sticking your fingers up at me? Get out.
See you, Mike.
Bit extreme.
Yep.
So what's everyone's plans for tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Monday for me.
All right. Today
That's
for
right,
you.
it's already Sunday there, right?
Oh, it's already
Yeah, it's
Sunday.
Sunday here. Isn't it Sunday?
It
It'd
is
be
now,
Sunday
yeah.
in the UK.
Yeah. We are
Hey,
47
Quarter
minutes
to
in.
midnight.
Yeah.
Quarter to midnight.
What's everyone's
Sorry.
plans for today and tomorrow?
It's 1:45.
Quarter to one. Sorry.
Is it a public
Messed
holiday
up
for
the
you
number.
this weekend, Paul?
What's that?
It's
Yeah,
a public holiday this
Monday
weekend.
It's public
is
holiday.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're not a 3-day weekend though. It's just
The long,
Memorial Day.
long, yeah, long weekend.
No, not a
Nice.
long weekend.
Why
Yeah,
don't you
Well,
get?
it's a long weekend.
Oh, yes, yes, sir.
Wait, hold on. When's Memorial Day?
Military
Sunday
at
or
a
Monday?
40, 3.5
Monday.
days.
Monday.
Monday.
So
yeah,
you
long
call it
weekend.
Memorial
I kept
Day.
thinking it was on Sunday.
Have you got a
Yeah.
long weekend, Dominic?
No, I haven't.
Well,
We don't have one for another 3 weeks. When we have the King's birthday.
that's strange. We
It's
do
spring
not.
bank holiday.
No, it's not. It's Whit Sunday. Whit Sunday tomorrow. It's Whitsuntide Monday. It's a
No,
Whitsuntide
it's-
bank holiday. Spring
No,
Bank
it's
is at the start.
no, that's May Day.
It's May Day,
is
Spring
at,
Bank.
no, Spring Bank is at the end.
And
May
then
Day
you've
is a
got-
new one. There never used to be one at the beginning. May Day is a newish one.
It's not that new. The May Day got moved a couple of years ago for the King's inauguration.
Uh-huh.
But no, the Spring Bank
and the Jubilee.
Spring Bank holiday is the end of May.
Oh, okay.
And our next one after this is the end of August.
August bank holiday.
Now we've got
Which
one,
is
the 10th of
Called the
June.
late summer bank holiday.
Yeah, 10th of June, which is 2 weeks away.
And then after that, it's Christmas.
Yay.
Because
No,
I
we've
don't
got a
get why
couple
why they're not more.
We've got one
spread
in
out.
September and one in November.
No, we don't get one in November. We don't get Thanksgiving out like that.
No, we've got one in September, which is a Friday to make a long weekend, and then we've got first Tuesday in November, which is the Melbourne Cup, a horse race.
I can't believe you get a public holiday for a horse
We
race.
don't get public holidays for horse races.
I think
We
we
don't
should get
need-
one.
Only it's
We
only in
We
only in
don't
Melbourne,
get
not
public
anywhere else in the rest
holidays.
of Australia.
We don't get public holidays for all these war things either.
No,
Victory in Europe Day, the
No, we don't get that.
Dunkirk Day. We don't get any of them. They get them all. Memorial Day and all sorts of crap.
Yeah.
well, technically they're having the same bank holiday as us. It's just got a different name.
Yeah, but theirs is Memorial Day because it's to do with fallen soldiers.
Well, we have that in
Yeah, but it's
November,
always-
but it's not a public
Yeah,
holiday.
it's in
Yeah, we do that
November,
on
it's always
November
on a
11th,
Sunday.
but we don't. It's not a public holiday.
No,
Yeah,
the 11th of the The 11th hour
Yeah.
of the 11th day of the 11th month.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But we don't get a public holiday for it.
Armistice Day.
Yeah.
And it's celebrated on the Sunday, which is why we don't get
We
a holiday.
celebrate it on the day that it
Well,
happened.
we have it on the day, and then we
No,
also
we-
have Remembrance
We have
Sunday.
a minute. We have a minute silence.
We have a
at
minute
11
silence.
o'clock.
Yeah,
2 minutes.
we do
It
it
is
one.
2 minutes now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
One,
But
one here.
Poppy Day is always the nearest Sunday to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you call it Remembrance Sunday, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now
Yeah.
they've on Remembrance Sunday used to be a minute, and on the 11th it was always 2 minutes. But now it's 2 minutes on the Sunday and 2 minutes on the Remembrance
it's only
Day.
a minute, so yeah.
Yeah, but we have an extra minute on Remembrance Sunday for the fallen animals,
Yeah.
which is a new thing
Mm.
because you can now get a purple poppy, which is for the pigeons.
I haven't seen that hasn't happened here, but I'd love to see that happen.
It's about time the pigeons got remembered for the sacrifices they made.
Yeah,
You know, having to race across Europe with Dick Dastardly chasing them.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. 3 more public holidays we've got.
Oh, that's a point. It's Homing Pigeon Day tomorrow, isn't it?
Pigeon Day, yes.
Homing Pigeon Day. It's when they're supposed to be allowed to release their homing pigeons. Although they're not allowed to take them to another country anymore. They used to take them over to France and then let them find their way home.
Mm.
I'm not sure most of them do find their way home. I think they all stop off in the town centres. Ooh, chips.
We used to have a racing pigeon shop across the road from us, and they used to meet at the pub behind me. And every weekend there'd be a wagon pulled up, and they'd all turn up and put their pigeons in these big cages.
Yeah, and they take them off, but because of bird flu, they're not allowed to take them abroad anymore. When they get back the other end and find a lot of them sat on the back of the truck. Fuck off, I'm not flying that far.
But the shop's shut now. It's
not that popular anymore, is it?
No. Oh, it only shut maybe 5 years ago, maybe even less than that. Now
There's a
I'm
guy
not
in Wickford
sure.
that used to.
I think it's a builder's, but it's either a builder's now, or it's a loan company for renovation work type loans.
It's a weird loan company.
Yeah, well, it's got all these things on the sign on the shop for various different stuff like extensions and
could be
things like that.
Consultancy. They're popular these days.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
That's where the architect sits there and goes, "So what you building? What you want to do?" Well, I want to put a 6-foot fence up there. And he goes, "Well, the best way to get planning permission for this is to put a couple of trees in the picture." And then the council look at it and go, "Oh, you're going to put 4 trees in? Okay, give you permission." Trees never go in.
You don't need planning permission for a 6-foot fence.
Over 6-foot fence.
Over 6 foot, yes, but not under.
Yeah, no. 6 foot, 6 foot and over, you need planning permission.
Yeah. I mean, I put 6-foot panels in the fence between me and next door. The fact that there's already a 1-foot concrete piece at the bottom of it, I didn't realise that.
Didn't see that bit.
Yeah.
They've
But
not
it's only
complained, have they?
No, the little twat didn't put any money towards replacing the 4 panels I had to replace because the storms blew them down either.
Yeah, that's sod law.
Because he rents his house.
Wait till you start seeing them arguing over trees. This time of year, you start seeing half a tree cut and the other half like an absolute mess because somebody won't cut the other side. Well, you get half, you know, the little grass verges on the front of houses.
No,
you get a little bit cut, and then the rest of it's all like a field.
No, he keeps cutting branches off my trees that are overhanging his garden, throwing them back in my garden.
Yeah, he has to by law.
By my law, he has to put them in his own fucking brown bin.
Well, you could discuss that with him, but technically, he's not breaking the law by putting them back over. You could, if he cut them down and kept them, you could actually get him done for stealing, which is a stupid law.
So, with me being registered blind, if I fall over the branches he's thrown into my garden, can I sue him?
I'm not sure on that one. That's probably one of the grey areas, I suppose. These bylaws are stupid, you know. In some towns, you're not supposed to cycle between 12 and 1 because of silly bylaws that were back in the 1900s, and because they get forgotten, they never get repealed, you know. And then one day you'll get a clever dick copper that'll turn up and go, I got an idea, I'm going to arrest this fucker for this.
Over here, you can cut a tree, well, at least where I live. You can cut a tree if it's overhanging your property.
Yeah, you can over here.
But you have to pay for it and you have to dispose of it. You can't give it. You don't have. You're not allowed
to pay for the work, but if you don't have a written or verbal agreement with the owner of the tree, you have to give them the branches back because they could
over here the tree guys would just take the branches and all that with them. That's part of the cleanup process.
Yeah, most tree companies over here they'll do the negotiation with you.
I don't mind him putting the branches down. I object to him throwing them into my garden.
Well, maybe that's what you should put through to the door to him.
No, over here you wouldn't even clean up the tree stuff yourself. If I called and had a tree cut down, they'd take everything with them, unless I asked them for something.
No, like he's cutting the branch. He's cutting the branches down. Nobody else. No company. He's cutting them down.
Yeah. Well, over here as well, if you got a company like you're saying, Justin, comes in, what they do is they go and negotiate between the two neighbours. So if the two neighbours are not talking, they'll go and negotiate the agreement, on what happens to them. And then if the person says, no, I want them back, then they just have to give them back. If they go, no, please get rid of them, they'll... Yeah. But the person that wants the branches cut down is the one that has to pay.
Oh, no. Over here, if a neighbor wanted to cut a tree that was overhanging their property, they could keep the wood and it wouldn't be a big deal because they're allowed to. It's overhanging their property. But most people wouldn't. I mean, most people, unless they want to keep it for like bonfires or they want to keep it for an actual fireplace if they have one in Florida.
Yeah.
People don't. Some houses do have fireplaces, but it'll probably never be used. But
I mean, it's like if it was a fruit tree. If it's overhanging your garden from somewhere else, you're entitled to pick that fruit.
So just go over to your neighbor, Mark, and be like, if you just get rid of the whole tree, we can be done with this.
It's my tree.
Get rid of it.
His tree doesn't want to get rid of it.
Well, actually, I
wouldn't block out the neighbour's garden.
It's a 25-foot tall cherry tree.
This is exactly why I'd rather just not have trees around them. If I owned a house, I wouldn't want any trees around it. Because all they do is make a mess, and then they cost you money to keep them trimmed and cleaned up. And then if you're in an area like us where we deal with hurricanes, you're always having to worry about the fucking tree going into your house. I just don't understand why people like having these massive ass trees all around their houses.
Hey, Night Train. Hey, thanks for coming in. sorry about the the issue.
I
That was
love
ages
my
ago,
old-
Paul.
He
My
says,
old
okay,
neighborhood.
going to find a gun if I have to listen to this
That was
any
like 30 minutes
longer
ago.
tonight. Bye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
was
was like
ages
30
ago.
minutes ago. Ain't nobody said nothing since then. No, but no, like my old neighborhood, they didn't actually plant any trees in the neighborhood, so it was all like clear skies. When you'd go outside, you wouldn't see any trees. I fucking loved it. 'Cause I hate having trees around my house. Plus, they can cause problems with water lines and all kinds of other shit over time. You know, they can get into your water lines and fuck your water lines up, and then you got to pay thousands of dollars for a plumber to come in and fix all your piping.
You know what else they
To me,
do?
they're just bigger hassle than they're worth, honestly.
Well,
Not in,
well,
not in the
technically,
backyard.
but,
They're nowhere near any drains or anything.
yeah, but technically, you're right, Justin. They can be a pain in the ass. But when you think of the job that they do, cleaning the air and giving us air to breathe, maybe not such a pain in the ass.
Nesting birds,
I'll
squirrels.
be all right in a 30 by 30 foot yard. I'm all right. I'll breathe off my neighbor's tree.
Hmm.
Yeah, over here at Sarah's mom's house, there's a big ass tree in the side yard. And then some dumbass decided to plant a damn palm tree right underneath the tree. And now it's growing right up in between the middle of the tree. It looks fucking stupid. You got this like fucking 50-foot tree, and then you got a 50-foot palm tree growing up in the middle of it. Looks dumb as shit. I told Sarah's mom, I said, "You gonna cut this thing down?" "Oh, no, God put it here." I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake." Like, okay. Whatever. As it's tearing the neighbor's fence up too. Like the bottom of it's, because palm
Did you
trees,
ever
the
work
bottom
out
of
what them
them are like
plants
big
were,
bulbs.
Justin?
No,
Still
I
not
never
worked
did
it
take
out.
them in. I ain't worried about. They don't seem to be hurting anything, and the dogs don't mess with them, so I ain't worried about it. It was more curiosity than anything. But no, the trees over here definitely need to be trimmed up. The ones at Sarah's mom's house. She's one of those people that does not have a green thumb, but likes to pretend she does. And she's always trying to plant shit, and then it dies like a week later.
So you're
Sounds like
saying
that
she has
couple
a
that bought
black thumb.
Yeah, there's a old
guess.
couple over here. They bought a plant from the car boot sale. They planted it, and after a couple of years, they were puzzled why people were coming past and taking cuttings off it. Yeah, so eventually, after about 6 years, they got fed up and called the police to make people stop cutting part of this bush down. Turned out they've grown a cannabis plant in the garden.
Oh, for
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
people walking by. Ooh, bud. Take a little bit of that off there. I was actually just watching a YouTube video the other day of there was a bunch of farms or something in England that got busted for growing marijuana.
Oh, that's not all this fucking
And
fun.
it was a cornfield or something?
Yeah.
And they had a big marijuana grow in the middle of it, so you couldn't see it from outside the cornfield.
Yep.
But in the middle of it, there was a big old, like they showed aerial pictures of it. There was a big old square cutout in the middle of the field where they had a bunch of marijuana plants growing. And it was like, they said a little over 1 million pounds worth of marijuana.
Yeah, there was a place in Wickford. They had was it right in the middle of the high street, and it was a car place, but they never ever sold a car in the 4 years they were in on site. Yeah, and that's because it was a front for the cannabis growing in the warehouses, in the little offices and stuff.
That's the thing too, like if you're growing marijuana indoors, your electric bill's gonna spike like a crazy.
A lot of them,
Because you got
a lot
you
of them
gotta use
bypass the meter.
like you gotta use UV lights and all kinds of shit, and you're talking, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they used to catch people back in the day, was the big spikes in their meters.
Yeah, well now over here they bypass the meter or hook into someone else's. And in
A lot
the
of
winter months
places.
when it snows, the police put drones up in the helicopter to see what houses are emitting more heat than they should.
Yeah, they
Well,
put them
over
for
here you
real.
can
Yeah,
over here now you can grow them in most states now. There's like 32 or 34 states that have now legalized it. So you're allowed to grow so
Mhm.
many plants. But at any time, the feds, if they want to be dicks, they can come in and seize all your shit. Because it's still a federal crime. But they
yeah.
kind of let states choose for themselves, but at the same time, they've never changed the federal laws on it. So it doesn't make any sense, really. It's kind of stupid. Because like I said, you could own a dispensary that's completely legal in the state you're in, and then if the feds want to be dickheads, they can come in and raid you and take everything.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying about the old bylaws. You know, they get covered by a different law, and then the bylaw never gets repealed, and then suddenly that law gets ended, and no one realizes there's still an old bylaw in place, and you just get the the police officer, a bit of a dick that turns up and wants to push it.
Because the last 3 presidents have all said they were going to push to get it decriminalized on the federal level and take it off of the Scheduled 1 list, but they still have not done it. Neither one of the 3 have done it. So yeah, that started with Obama. Trump said it, and then Biden said it, and nobody's done it.
Night Train. I can grow 12 in my yard legally, as long as my neighbours can view plants from their yard. East Coast Thrills. I'm on my way, Night Train.
Probably can here in Florida now if you have a medical card. I don't know how it works here. Because you can get medical marijuana here, but I think Florida's a little stricter on it. I think you have to have like, because there's some states, dude, like when I was in California, it was ridiculous, dude. I went in with my mom to get her card, and they were literally just like, well, what ails you? Do you have headaches? Does your fucking toe hurt? Like they were just anything that you could think of, they would they would classify as you needing marijuana, and they would write you a prescription for it and give you a medical card. And it was like I think at the time it was like $100 or something to get the card and the prescription and everything. And then you'd walk right next door to the dispensary with the prescription. You get a big old discount. You could go in there and buy a bunch of shit. Right. But I think there are some states that I think are a little bit, you have to have a little bit more of an issue to get it. I think
It's
Florida's
legal
one of
in
those.
Canada and Michigan.
Well, there's 32 or 34 states I think that have legalized it. And I think a little over half of them are recreational too. I think.
Yeah.
But I don't see the point in the difference between recreational and like if your state already did it for recreational, I don't see the point in the medical shit, to be honest with you.
No.
I think it's stupid. I think if you already legalized it for personal consumption, it might as well just be open. I mean, it might as well not even have medical at that point. But
So the closing down KFCs over there, Justin. Turn them
now they're
into
closing down all the 99-cent only stores. That's a chain of 99-cent stores called 99-cent only.
Yeah, we had
Shutting.
99p World.
They
Yes,
are going.
Pound World.
They're going bankrupt. They filed Chapter 11, and I think they're shutting down all their stores here pretty soon. In the next couple months, they're supposed to be shutting all their locations down.
Yeah,
But
99p
they're mainly on the
World.
West Coast.
Yeah, 99p World
Which
got
ones?
took over by Pound World, and then Pound World went bust, and Poundland is still going, but nothing's a pound in Poundland anymore.
It's 99-cent only. They're mainly on the West Coast.
Yeah, we got a £1 and beyond.
The biggest problem they were having is because most of their locations were in some of the states that weren't really going after shoplifters and stuff. That was one of the problems they were having, because
Yeah.
most of their locations were in those states. And they said, I want to say by the time the company, like, they had like, what was it, like 300 or 600 locations or something. But by the time they factored in all the money they were making every year, the company was only pulling in a couple $1 million profit. Like it was barely anything. Like that was their profit at the end of the year. And so they just weren't making anything. And then with all the thefts and COVID and everything, it just really killed them. But there's 3 other major 99-cent store chains that are thriving. So it's not like we're losing dollar stores. You got Dollar General, you got Family Dollar, and you got Dollar Tree.
I've heard of Dollar Tree.
And Dollar Tree and Dollar General, I think, are owned by the same company now. One of them, Dollar General, bought out one of the other chains.
Mark, do you remember the old
It was
50p stores
No,
back in the 80s?
no, we had pound shops in the 80s, but
No, we had 50p stores. It was quite funny because they're literally the pound stores of today, but they were 50p back in the 80s. And it was always strange, like, you know, a couple of days after the property was broken into and the 50p meter was raided, yeah, Dad would take us to the 50p store and he'd go, here's a couple of 50p's, go and get what you want. He used to buy the little plastic army soldiers and cover them in play army soldiers in the grass in the garden, and then your dad would come out with a lawnmower and you see these little army soldiers getting flung everywhere.
99-cent only was like really bad though. I didn't like I never liked shopping there. They were like their shit was like so fucking cheaply made. Like you go in there and buy a set of headphones and you were guaranteed 9 out of 10 of them, one side of them didn't work. Like that's how cheap the shit was. Like I never liked shopping in there. Their stuff was really bad. And then a lot of the foods they sold were like 2-3 weeks from, or they might be like a week from going out of date. I mean, you'd get a good deal on them.
So Jim doesn't have a dollar store in Canada, but our pound stores are a bit like what Jim's saying now. They used to have signs on saying everything a pound, but then they got done for that because they started obviously upping the price on some stuff.
Walmart took over Canada because Target actually, they lost like $8 or $9 billion. They went into Canada, opened up like 40 or 50 locations. This was back in like the mid 2000s, I think. They opened up like 40 or 50 different locations, really nice Target stores, and they just weren't catching on. People weren't shopping there enough, and they ended up closing them all down like 2 years later, I think. And they ended up
I don't get
losing
why
like 8 or
Walmart
9
pulled out of
billion
the
for
UK.
it's got to be financial reasons. They probably weren't making enough money.
Well, they were definitely making enough money because when they took over Asda was literally on its knees. It was going under.
Yeah, but they still own like a majority share of their stake though, of their stock though. So they still they don't own the majority, but they have like 48 or 49%.
Yeah, I know they have a stake in it, but since
they got enough to sit at the big boys table and have a discussion. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Once they took over the stock, they started focusing on clothes and food rather than what your stores do. And
That's
now
what our stores focus on. Food is 70% of, so one Walmart store, 70% of their profit will come from the grocery side of the store.
over
because
here
that's
it's
an-
not. It's
And so all the GM stuff, which they call general merchandise, like clothes, automotive, fishing tackle, like camping stuff, all that stuff, they don't make a huge profit off of it. It's more there for a convenience for the customer.
yeah,
But
well,
like
over here
70%, they focus more on grocery than they do anything.
the what you call GM stuff that has since they sold out to the two brothers, that has actually increased now because I go into Asda, I can get a air fryer, toaster, kettle, bedding, clothes, washing machine. You can get everything, which is what I was puzzled about because when Walmart took over, that's what they were promising to turn the stores around. The only thing that they seem to fail to make a push on is the computer side.
Well, that's like I said, when it comes down to it, it all had to have been about financial reasons. They probably weren't making enough money. They could have been making a profit, but if it's not a big enough profit on their what they consider
Yeah.
a
Did
good
they
profit,
take a
they'll
part share in
leave.
the two brothers petrol empire?
Walmart's like Amazon. They got a lot of their fingers in a lot of shit. And
Yeah, because the two
you know what I'm
brothers from
saying?
Blackburn that own Asda now, they own lots of petrol stations everywhere, which is why they took over Asda.
Well, at one point, Walmart owned Vudu, the streaming service over here in the US. And I don't know if they still have a stake in the company, but they owned Vudu at one point. I think they sold it a few years ago. And then Walmart now just bought out Vizio TVs. You know that they own them now.
Okay.
Walmart bought Vizio out. They own them now. They own that company.
Never heard of Vizio TVs.
Oh, they're huge.
No,
in
never
the
heard
US.
of that either.
They probably
Vizio
have an
TVs is
off-brand
one of the
over
number
here.
one sold TVs in the US. It's
Okay.
a huge brand here. A lot
Never
of
heard of it.
Samsung, LG,
Hisense.
Hisense.
Was it Hisense?
That was pretty weird one. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, they sell Hisense over here. They're real popular too.
Yeah,
They're
they
actually
came out of
not bad
nowhere over
TVs.
here and just took off by storm. But yeah, we don't
Hisense
see
and
many Sony
Vizios.
anymore.
Now, Hisense is big over here too. They sell a lot. Walmart sells a lot of Hisense TVs too. But Vizio actually makes really good TVs for what you pay for them. They're not bad.
Okay, never heard of
I've
them.
had a couple Vizios over the years and never had no
Your
issues with them.
Hisense the cheaper brand then?
No, well, when I was working at Walmart,
LG as well.
when I was working at Walmart, the two worst TVs that we had the most returns on for issues was LG and Element. Was a brand.
LG is pretty much the bottom line here.
Yeah,
LG are
we
pretty
used to
good
get
over here, but
we used to get a lot of returns of LG TVs, and there was a brand called Element TVs, and they
I
were
never heard
horrible.
of them.
Yeah,
I
they were
came
absolutely
very
horrible.
very close to getting an LG. It's what I wanted. I looked at it, and I was at Best Buy, and I wound up spending twice as much and getting a Sony.
But you're also talking a couple years ago when last time I worked for Walmart, so
yeah, well, Sony seems to have died over here.
So.
Yeah, Sony has gone downhill over here too.
Samsung have got a lot of returns. They have a lot of problems.
That's like Kodak. Kodak went bankrupt, and now what Kodak does is they just license their name on a bunch of bullshit now.
Yeah.
Don't buy Kodak products anymore because they're all junk.
Yeah.
Kodak's quite big over here. Still got Kodak shops.
Yeah, but what they did was they pretty much went belly up. So what they did was to save the company, they started licensing their name out to a bunch of cheap Chinese products.
Yeah.
And now they make a lot of junk.
Sony cameras over here are big.
Oh, Sony's huge in the camera industry.
Sony cameras over here.
Yeah, if Sony said to me what camera, I'd always say Sony or Canon.
Oh, that's still the two probably biggest, right, Joe?
Fujifilm's been doing a lot over here.
Fuji don't really do much over here anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
Joe,
Get the odd one or
Sony
two.
and Canon are pretty
Fujifilm's
much
pretty
the
big over
two
here.
the pros use, right?
Where's
Joe
And
at?
basically, actually Nikon still.
Nikon?
Nikon, Canon,
Yeah,
and
Nikon's
Sony.
very
Nikon.
expensive over here. Nikon.
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 Well, the two I always hear you guys mostly discussing, you camera guys, the two I hear the most is Canon and Sony.
Yeah.
I hear more or less like you
Yeah,
and
the ones that have Nikons,
Donald
I don't
and-
like them.
Nikon are bigger than Canon and Sony as far as it goes.
LG customer service sucks. East Coast. All customer service sucks. Aren't we East Coast?
Oh, well,
on this one?
LG customer service sucks. I'll agree with that. Yeah.
Although Samsung have
And the
improved.
Nikon are the two big ones over here.
Well,
Sony's pretty big. Just not
Samsung's
as
really
huge.
good on their tech side of their company
Mm.
with customer service, like their computer, like their phones
Yeah.
and their tablets and stuff like that. But when it comes to their what do you want to say it, their appliance side of the company, everything
Yeah.
I've ever heard was horrible about the
Especially
appliance side of
Samsung fridges.
The fridges, the washing machine, dryers.
Yeah.
Washing machine.
Everybody-
I don't know.
I've heard horror stories about. Samsung
Dude, go look
fridges.
up the reviews on all the Samsung
Yeah.
appliances, dude. They're
Yeah, the
absolutely
Samsung
horrible.
Eco Bubble was quite a good wash machine at first, but after a couple of years, we started noticing that it started to get smelly no matter what you did, no matter how much of that washing machine cleaner you put in there. It was just never
We've-
going away.
Do you
was
have
probably
Whirlpool
mold-
over there?
There's probably
Whirlpool?
mold somewhere in it. Yeah,
Whirlpool
Whirlpool.
is a bad name over here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
do you-
they used to be like
you
one
wouldn't-
of the
You wouldn't have Fisher and Paykel because they're a New Zealand company, but Fisher and
No.
Paykel are pretty big over here.
Whirlpool was like the brand back in the day. I don't know about now. But pretty much washing machines, dryers, and fridges are all made by like one or
Yeah.
two manufacturers around the world. That's it.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
happened over here.
So
Um,
it's pretty much a
Fisher and
company
Paykel for
goes.
me.
It's pretty much the companies go to these manufacturers and they say, "This is what we want in the machines," and then they build them for them.
yeah, well,
So they don't
over
really have their
here,
hands in it.
Hot Point, Whirlpool, and something else is all the same company.
Anybody still have Westinghouse?
No, but when Whirlpool
Never
took
heard of
over
them.
Hot Point, they took over the biggest ever problem because all the tumble dryers that had faults, and then they had to do a full product recall on them. It really kicked the company. So, no, if somebody said to me, "Here, do you want a Whirlpool or a Hot Point tumble dryer?" I said, "Nah, you can keep it, mate." Not having that
'Cause
in mind.
I've used Samsung's customer service a couple of times over the years for tablets and different things I've had. Never had a real issue with them.
Yeah. Well,
but like I
Samsung,
said,
when my phone went faulty during COVID, they actually sent a van, and the guy sat in his van and did the work outside.
and with a lot of the problem with a lot of appliances too that they're running into is people are buying them and they're like reinventing the wheel every year with these appliances. And they'll actually go to the manufacturers and say, "We need a part for this," and they say, "Oh, we don't make that part anymore." So
Yeah.
you can't even fix the damn things, even though they're under a manufacturer's warranty. And so then they'll tell you, "Oh, there's nothing we can do. We can't fix it." And then they don't even give you anything for it. And then you end up getting stuck with the paperweight.
Well, this
That's
is why over here they brought the new law out where you must be able to get parts for 10 years, and they must provide you with them parts.
Generally, we've
But
got
they
generally.
can
10-year
still
warranty
charge
over-
you for the maintenance, but they must provide you with the parts for free.
Yeah.
For 6 years under the Sales of Goods Act. So say like I bought a wash machine and it packed up after 3 years. I'd just ring up, say Samsung, and say wash machine's died, and they'll try but you only get a 1 year manufacturer warranty, and then you go Sales of Goods Act 1981. And they go, "Oh bollocks."
Yeah, we call it Australian consumer law over here.
Yeah.
It's the Consumer Protection Act.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that
We'll have
sounds
different
all.
names for it.
That was the 86 version and 94, I think.
And those
Sales of
laws,
Goods Act is 1981.
and those laws can all be good and everything too, but that can also tempt companies not to want to do business in the areas like that as well.
I don't know. I don't think it tipped them not to do business. It actually drove up the price a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It can drive up prices. Plus, some companies are not going to want to deal with that type of law because they're going to be like, well, I don't want to have to do that. And then, you know, in a way, it's a good thing for the consumer, but in a bad way, it could be bad in the long run as well for the consumer in other ways. So
Yeah,
it's
but
kind
what
of,
it
I
do-
think, a double-edged sword, kind of.
Yeah, but it actually works better because say Samsung went, well, we don't want to do business in the UK, and then Hotpoint will go, well, we will, and it means they would have to up their game, yeah, because otherwise they're going to keep getting whacked with returns.
Yeah.
Because who's
Yeah,
to
as I
say
said,
too, like, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Fisher and Paykel over here. That's the main. That's the main appliances. I've got 2 fridges, a washing machine, and a dishwasher, all Fisher and Paykel. They're a New Zealand company. That New Zealand and Australia, they have a big market in.
We got Beko. That's our fridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
My washing machine's a Beko. My fridge is a Beko.
Yeah, Beko's over here too.
Yeah. But Beko was the cheap brand for a while, but now you might think it's a cheap brand, but the products do tend to last a lot longer than the others.
Good market share, and obviously they do a good product. If you do good market share and do good products, doesn't matter what price it is. If you make a product that lasts, then that's the whole crux of the problem. You want something that lasts.
Because like I really think if the EU keeps pushing the shit out of Apple, I have a feeling Apple's going to end up pulling out of that market because they keep poking Apple like a motherfucker, telling Apple they want
him to do the USB-C.
Yeah, but they wanted them to open their system up so people could sideload shit on the phones and the tablets.
Well, they have to over here. But what they've done in the European market, you can do that, but in the American and other markets, you can't.
Oceania.
I don't think they have passed that yet. I think they were trying, weren't they?
No, I think
in Europe, I think they do, but Oceania, no.
Well, like I said, if they keep pushing Apple, then I wouldn't be surprised if Apple's not like, fuck it, I'm out of here. And then what are you stuck with? You're going to be stuck with Android, and that's it.
Yeah,
not a bad thing.
You don't want to be stuck with that.
Well, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but that also limits your competitivity too between companies, which isn't always a good thing
becomes anti-competitive then.
Well, I don't know because Android market is so flooded with different phones.
Yeah, you got Samsung, Google, Oppo. Trying to think of the. I think there's at least
about every now and again.
LG sold out.
We still get
LG, but all those. But what I'm saying is most of those phones are all running Android.
Yeah, they're Android.
Your main two
different
base systems
Android.
Is Android and Apple iOS. I mean, that's pretty much your two options.
What happened to Samsung's own operating system? They said they were going to they actually said they were at the point of releasing it, the Horizon.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know.
And it just disappeared.
Point. Yeah.
You've got Microsoft as well.
Yeah. Well, Microsoft had their own phones, but they left the phone market like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah,
Microsoft but actually, I'll tell you what, Microsoft phones, I had 2 of them, and they were actually very good phones. The only issue they had, the only problem their phones had.
Nokia is now Samsung. Nokia is now Android.
Well, I'm not talking about the phone itself. Their operating system is actually
Sony Ericsson.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is their operating system was actually really good. It's just the biggest problem they had was their app store was just absolutely
the app store was
horrible.
rubbish. Yeah.
It was.
What happened to BlackBerry? Are they still going?
No, they were bought by someone bought them out, and they've become
Been going.
BlackBerry.
Yeah, 'cause
they were RIM. BlackBerry were RIM, and I think Microsoft bought them.
Yeah, Microsoft bought them and killed them with Nokia.
Yeah.
But Nokia, when Nokia, when
bought
Microsoft
Sony
released,
Ericsson, they bought.
yeah, when Microsoft released Nokia, instead of Nokia buying their shares off Microsoft, Microsoft just said, no, we're scrapping it. So they just took the company back and
because there was
going.
And then there was a demerger between Sony and Ericsson, and
Yeah, there
Microsoft
was
bought
Sony Ericsson, and there was
Sagem. Remember the Sagem phones?
Sagem, Alcatel,
Motorola.
Yeah,
Motorola. But they've gone. Motorola went Android.
They
as
got
well.
bought out by Motorola, and Sprint got bought out by T-Mobile in the U.S.
Because we have Alcatel, and there was another one that was bought out. I can't think of the other name, but there was another one that were doing phones. I thought it started with an A, but I can't remember the name of it. But they were bought by our local carrier, Telstra. And now they're all Telstra bring out their own Android phone. Hey, Sunstar.
What's up, Sunstar? No, but I actually like Samsung. Or the not Samsung, but the Windows phones were really nice. Their operating system ran smooth. It was just
the only thing
I moved away from them because
Windows phones was, you're so used to the apps working good on your phone, on your computer, and then they were expecting you to be able to just go from using Word on your big screen to be able to use it on that small screen, and it just frustrated people.
Don't you have a phone company called, is it OnePlus?
OneTel.
No, there's another one.
There's OnePlus in the US, yeah.
Yeah, OnePlus.
And there's OneTel over here as well. They make a really cheap
OneTel.
That's
we have
Justin Dunnell always uses the OnePlus.
We have 3 major phone carriers over here. We've got
3.
You got T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T. And there's a lot of other companies that are phone companies, but they just piggyback off of one of those.
Yeah, we've got several of them piggyback on.
Yeah, we have 3 Virgin O2, which used to be Virgin and O2 separate. Then you got BT and EE that used to be separate, but that's now BT EE. So that's 3 of them. Then you got Vodafone. Yeah, still got Vodafone, and there's another one.
Vodafone's an absolute disaster over here.
Vodafone's crap, but they're being saved by the government contract with the emergency services.
Yeah,
which they does seem to work. Yeah, but mobiles for the general public, Vodafone are terrible.
There's a few new ones come out as well recently, which
they're a disaster.
What's that new? There's a new one that's advertising on telly a lot now.
Don't know.
But I think it might have been European originally. I'm not sure.
You know about the Lycra one?
Yeah,
there's that one, and there's another one that it says generate your own your own contract, but you don't. What they do is they sign you into a loan deal, and they're all doing this and started doing this now. Instead of you buying a phone over 2 years with your contract, they'll go, oh no, we'll give you a contract for £20 a month. But if you want a phone,
you pay extra.
You gotta enter into a loan, and a lot of people are falling victim that they can't get loans. So,
and
suddenly they don't have a phone.
It's 3 years as well for the phone. So
Yes.
the contracts
Yeah,
have
3-year
extended.
contracts now.
The contracts are now 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, the contracts are still 2 years.
ours are 3.
No,
No,
my
over here
my
with
old-
EE, they've just done well because I've just upgraded. They offered me this new deal. They went, you can have the Samsung, and they said it'll only cost you £20 a month with EE, but you have a 3-year loan deal with what it was now.
Phone contract on the top. Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
I
what we
said,
do.
and I said, but if my contract ends in 2 years, what then? They said, well, you can still run. You still take out another contract. I said, but I'm paying another loan. They went, yeah, you'll just have 2 loans. Yeah, all it does is
No, we
stacks up
just-
loans.
Once the contract ends here, you can just use your phone as is.
within.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's what
can
I'm saying.
use your
They used
phone
to-
with
Yeah, because
anything. Then.
you pay off the phone, and then you're just on
You
the
take
standard
out-
contract.
You take out a SIM only contract. Then. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's SIM
Well, that's what
only.
I'm saying. But
But at the same time here, it's month by month once you get
Yeah.
past the 2 years.
but
It's
what
just
they
SIM
do,
only.
what they've also done
Yeah.
over here as well, with especially EE, they give you after a year, send your phone back, right, and we'll give you the brand latest phone. What they don't tell that person that's taking out that 3-year loan deal, you've
Yeah.
still got to pay that phone off. Yes, they'll give you the next Samsung, but they sign you into a new fucking loan deal.
Mm.
Yeah, and people that want the latest gadgets all the time are getting suckered in, and then suddenly they go, "Oh well, I've been all right," and they go to try and get a mortgage, and they get told, "Well, you've got 6 loans out with EE, so sorry."
Yeah. I mean, I got the iPhone 11 Plus Max, and that is now out of contract.
It's out of
But
date.
I've still. It's not. It's perfectly adequate.
Does it update still to the latest?
Yeah, of course it does.
All right, guys, I'm jumping off. I'll catch y'all later.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, sorry,
pretty much
Justin.
gonna.
All right.
Yeah, I
see you.
think I'm going to go as well.
I think it's time to. We're going to call it.
You're muted, Paul.
You're muted, Paul.
That is
Who's
for
calling
us,
it?
like
David's
one of
calling
the
it?
other.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep, David's calling it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's time to call it.
No.
Yeah.
David, you want to go, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go.
Okay, we're
Okay.
calling it.
We'll see
right.
you all tomorrow, maybe.
Later, guys.
Joe, you want to go?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
all right.
is it?
I'm
It's half
good.
past
Either
1
way.
in the morning now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all kind of late.
Okay.
Dominic's got to go meet the girls.
Yeah. All right. We'll see
Technically, Justin called it because he's the one that dropped off and called
Yeah.
it all.
Yep. Okay, everybody.
Bye, everybody in the chat.
Here, we'll see all of you again.